faith is in it. You look prosperous and happy, and I'm quite sure you are. Because we are rich if we just have the word. My brother ministers and captains, we want to get through as quick as possible, and it takes a very long time to get around. And we want to be able to and if we just have 2 minutes each, it takes a long time. So it's very, I would say, time-wasting report that you have in mind. You may write it, give me a little hint of it, put it up here on the book stand, because I won't have time to hear every one. Therefore, I would like to give you this opportunity of making a little note of whatever you have in mind. I could take it, and maybe I could answer it, or answer some of them while we are here this afternoon. If it's not much of an answer, a few words might take care of it. And if not, I will write you and send the answers through mail. And the first thing I would like to say to you that we are having this meeting here because of the condition and time. That I would like that you get in mind before we get started. The real meanings and just why that we are meeting here. It's due to the time and what is now going on and what may come and what must come. That I thought it was very important that we meet together and get an understanding of just what we are going to do and how we're going to react to what, may come tomorrow. You are my representatives, that I am the messenger of Allah. And therefore, you cannot represent me unless you know me. I represent to you God in person. And you ought to take the message to the people that I give to you. You can't take it to the people unless you know yourself and believe yourself. If you don't believe the message that I give to you, I don't expect the people to ever hear it and believe it. But if you believe it, and then is willing to deliver it, I'm satisfied that you will find many like yourself that believes it. But if you don't believe it, I can't use you. I wish you would not applaud too loud. I don't want the outside to know we are in here. You know how it is. The snake is always, as the Christians say, in the grass. Things what thinking to find some Christian's feet to bite. But I say he's after Muslims now. Yes. And if we are going to get the message over to the people and get it over in a hurry, I want you to remember this. We must get about in a hurry now. We got to speed to beat the enemy to the draw. We got to speed. And if there's one of you, minister or captain, that is sitting before me that would like to change your position or resign from your post to something else that you think that you're best fitted for, I would like that you tell me and let me make a change with you. Because I don't want you on these posts if you don't feel that you can fulfill the position according to our expectation of you. We expect you to do a 100% job. And if you don't think you can do a 100% job on your post, this captain or minister, resign now. Because I'm going to be right on you from now on. For the next 6 months. We are here to make a drive for the next 6 months on the United States of America. This is what I'm trying to get to you this morning, or rather this afternoon, that you're called here to hear this, that I want you and me to do our utmost for the next 6 months to try and get to as many people of our kind in America as we possibly can. I want you to work night and day to do it. And I want you 100%. And I would like for you to give up your post, any of you that you don't think you could handle that post or man the post as it should be. Give up and take another post. Because I want you to do that which you have not been doing. The time, yes. Pardon me, brother. Excuse me, brother. That's what secretaries is for, to keep, a record of things. As I said, the job is getting large, and I cannot keep perfect records myself all the time. I have to have help to keep a record. I almost have to have help for myself. Well, if I didn't keep a record of me, I would be lost. So don't think anything strange of that. As you know, that we have been all but universally attacked here for the last 4 or 5 months, especially. Universally attacked. And this attack was for the purpose of getting rid of me. And I don't know who all is behind the attack. I have been trying to keep quiet to try to learn just the strength of the attack. No Joe can put his army against another army until he knows the strength of that army. So I have not been, say, sleeping on the job. I have been trying to learn just the source and strength of my enemy. So I wish that you remember this, that this kind of attack that has been made on me personally and indirectly on you, because attack on me should be on you too. It should have hurt us briefly. But it didn't so far. It has not so far. Because you're still here. And we still have our temples with the same followers. So the attack is not so powerful yet enough to destroy Muhammad. This, I would like that you get this in mind, ministers, as you are my helpers, that these kind of attacks, as you're not through with them, we have something else to face yet. May not be the same nature, but we have attacks yet to come on us. I don't want to excite you now in the very least. Don't get excited in the very least. Because if I'm not excited and I am the hare in front of the hound, I don't think you should get excited. The hound wants me most of all. And you must arm yourself with truth from Scripture, standpoint, to prove my position. If you don't come out first and attack the enemy that attacks me, if you sit down and wait until I attack, then you're not much of a help. I'm just telling you frankly. Any time that your leader is attacked, you is attacked. And you should go after the attacker with everything you have, of truth to defend yourself and your leader. These attacks falsely accusing and getting paying enemies, hypocrites, to do these things. I've been trying to wait and see whether the real enemy was at the root of it or not. So we are trying to locate the real root, but in the meantime, we have enough hounds running around trying to set traps to do all we can to put a stop to them. Yes. As I said, you have Holy Quran, you have Bible, you have what Allah has given to me to teach you. I have delivered it to you. I have given to you the lesson that He gave to me, and you have studied them. You have tried them. You have tested them on the enemy. And you have found them so strong and invincible that you are happy to meet an attacker. Right? You look for one sometimes because you know you have to set a weapon to defend yourself against an attacker when it comes to truth. Right? For 33 years I have been doing this. I spent 7 years running from my enemies and hypocrites from 35 to 42. I was flying for my life up and down the East Coast from my enemies and hypocrites for just the same thing that has happened here recently. One wanted my place. And they all but brought me to a knot as far as followers is concerned in 35. Had no temple in Chicago here. They brought that temple of 715 down to about 15 or 20 people, meeting in homes of the believers. And in Detroit, of 400 regular attendants there, it was brought down to 7. I have you here today. Some of you knows about this. You were here, especially in Chicago and Detroit. If you don't know it, ask the older people. They will tell you. In Detroit once, after they ran me down there, I had about 7 people meeting in the home of someone. And today, you see that Allah has blessed me to have again a well-established temple here with me, right? I did not give up because they was after me, running me over the country, hiding here and there for years, depriving me of the privilege to stay home and rear my sons and daughters, help my wife. I didn't lay down and cry and grieve over that because I knew what was coming. I knew one day I would be the winner because Allah had taught me from the start up until the very year of the end of it all. And I know yet what is coming. And so I'm saying to you that I was crushed once before for no other reason than jealousy, envy of my position. Allah put a stop to it. He overtaken those who devised the plan, tried to carry it out. He overtook them and he chastised them. One of the leading one at that time was my own brother. When we were living in the house together. He was living downstairs at 5830 South Wabash here. And I was living upstairs. Yes, sir. And now, Allah taking him down from the supreme captain at that time, threw him on his face, prostrated him at my feet, because he had sided in with the enemy. Against me because he wanted to be the big boss over all. I made him that. I made him the captain myself, the supreme captain. I had all the confidence in him. I didn't think not one time that he would ever deviate. But Allah showed me that I didn't know their hearts. My assistant minister at the time, Allah banished him, sent him into exile, and I haven't heard from him since. His name was Augustus Muhammad. And no one yet have told me that they have seen him anywhere. He just vanished. You'll find the banishment in the Holy Quran, and it prophesied of a second banishment. And this may be it now in the workings. As you see and have heard what Malcolm and his followers has been doing to me, and how that they have mud washed me all over the country, and he's taken it to Egypt and mud washed me there and all throughout Africa. And everywhere he has gone, he has tried to mud wash me and taken away a couple of my sons. Well, I I don't give them any credit at all. Because I read them up. They knew me. And they knew what I was teaching was the truth, and they knew that I never have did anything to them but tried to be a good father. So it don't make any difference to me whether that they burn in hell or brawl in hell or ball in hell. It don't make any difference with me. Because I did all I could, and when they turned back on me, I was so surprised until I was all but speech. But when I thought over it and what he had taught me, then I soon regained my post and stood up again. And so I don't follow no one down that, turns back on his heel. I don't go out seeking him, tell him to come back. I don't seek that person. Because I had a job enough to try to find you in the first place. Now, if you want me to go back after you, no, that's up to you and God and the devil back there. I'm not. I have too many in front of me to keep fighting. So this is the thing that you must remember, that trial sometimes is so terrific that they will weaken the most strongest person sometimes. And these kind of attacks that have been made on me here in this year, 1964, and 63 and 64, and in 1935, 34 and 35, pardon me, is the kind of attacks that will draw away from the most strongest follower if he's not careful. The Bible says that if it was possible, they would deceive the very elect. It warns you of these kind of attacks. You are tried. The Holy Quran said, do not they see that they are tried once every year? You must be tried to get into the hereafter. And as long as your leader stands for it and will not turn heels on his enemies, will stand to their face and fight them. You have nothing to hide behind your excuse for not backing them up. Nothing you have to hide. So I ask you, if you don't think that you can keep going with me, any of you, and think that you would be better on another position, stand. And I will accept it in good faith. But if you think that you can go on with me and back up the truth with me, then from this day on I'm going to expect you. I remember reading in the Holy Quran once, I think it was pretty tough with the Jesus. He asked who was his disciple. So here, some of the strong believers say, I'm your disciple. So they went forward. Muhammad had a tough go once, and he asked, who will be my vice general? He wanted to put a stop to the enemy. So a 15 or 16-year-old boy rose up and he said, I will be your vice general. He says, I will rip the tongue up, he said, pull it out by the root, cut it out of the mouth, that say anything against you, and I will rip the bellies up and pull their intestines out, he says, and burn them and throw them to the ashes to the wind. He did die martyr. Well, Islam, he was a pretty tough man. Muhammad choose him. It is always best for the man to do this on his own will and not try and force him, or beg him, or teach him to do it. Let him take this on his own, you know what I mean? Because it may be trouble ahead, and he don't expect it to be trouble. He think it's all smooth going, and that he run into trouble, he run back, and he say, "Oh, I didn't think it was going to be like this." So, man, take this then, today to follow me. I cannot guarantee you no smooth going. I can't guarantee you that. I can say this, that we will be the winners. Allah has promised me victory. And if it pleases Allah, we all will come out happy. But there is a tough road yet ahead. And we don't have to worry about what we probably might run into in the future, as long as we have Allah with us. If Allah is not with us, we had better go home now and just dismiss. But I know He's with us because He has been with me for 33 years, and I feel Him always. Getting up and lying down, sitting down, enjoying, walking, riding, I feel Him. I always feel Him with me. And He will be with you. Next, I would like to say this to the captains, that you, brother captains, if you think that you're not able to man your posts, I would ask you to give them up this morning, this afternoon, and let us find someone else to take that post. Any one of you that thinks that you are not able to man your post, give it up. You might not find it so easy all the time to just stand around and look at good believers coming in and out the temple and showing them around. It might not be that easy all the time. But if you're going to hold your post, you have to say, my life is in the hands of Allah, and I will stay here until death do depart. I will go down on this post if it. This is what you have to get in your mind. Not that we hasten no trouble, but trouble may come to us, and we can't stand there and just lay down and let the wolf help himself. We've got to try and defend ourselves if we are attacked. The Holy Quran says, fight with those who fight with you. And this is true. This is the common law of justice. So I ask you to remember these things, and I expect you from this day on, captains, to be right with your minister. Don't get ahead of your minister. This thing about the captain jumping in front of his minister, trying to take the lead, that is like a soldier out there, rather the captain on the battlefield, jumping ahead of the major general. Order. You goes by orders. We all have orders. I have orders. And I give to you the minister's orders. And the ministers give you orders. And we all must follow and obey that superior officer. And if not, we cannot use you. We hold the next officer responsible all the time. Hold him responsible. If this one here, your superior, is not taking his place or function on his post as he should, that is up to you to report it. But it's not up to you yet to disobey him. But it's up to you to report it. And his superior is the one to call him in question. Not you to take over the temple unless he's gone insane and destroying the teachings and the congregation, upsetting them. Then you ought to set him down until you can get me worried. When you get me worried, then I will act myself, and not you. We don't do these kind of things. This is one thing like that. We are going into building up a nation, and we must have absolutely obedience to authorities. No nation can build an independent nation without obedience to authorities. We must learn that. And that's just what we're doing. We're building a nation. We can't depend on the white man to look after Muslims. They are our enemies. And you're learning that daily. The more we grow and the stronger we get, the more we will receive opposition from them. As long as you are feeling weak, he will not pay you any attention. But when you begin to grow and become numerous and begin to get strong, and the people begin to flow to you, to join up, then that's the time he offers all the opposition that he can muster. And he's getting ready for that now. He began to learn that this teaching is a very powerful teaching, and that it will absolutely in the long run take away from him all black people, not only here but elsewhere. Everywhere that is now being hurt among the black people, they're laying hold on. For the first time, I want you to know this: the masses of the black people, brown, yellow, and red, for the first time they're learning that he's the real devil. And we must remember that all praise is due to Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. He is the one that pulled the veil off her. And he passed it over to me, the authorities, to keep pulling it off. And I pass it over to you to keep pulling it off. So it's going from one to the other. Everywhere you see him, pull the veil off. So the people can see that that's your enemy. The real one. So this, so much for that, I say. We have the word that we will do these things. And for the next 6 months, I expect you to make an all-out drive. Not in such way that you will be running yourself into trouble, like running down in the heart of the city, trying to get your people to pay attention. Don't do that. Go around in that settlement, door to door, and if they tell you to get away from my door, thank you, sir. No argument. Don't try to tell them that, well, you wish that you had heard, or you will wish you see. Don't say nothing. Only just say, thank you, I am sorry. I ask you to pardon me. No, I don't want nothing. I don't want you niggers at my door. They will probably tell you that. I'm not with that old so-and-so and so. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. Just say thank you and keep going. Don't start an argument. Because that will hurt your progress. Because all of them is not going to say that. You're going to find some that is with you and will welcome you on the inside and even give you a meal. So don't think that one, enemy means they all is enemies to you. No, we have a lot of them out there. It's good. A lot of them out there want to get with you. And all we have to do is to start getting to them now. There is another thing that we must remember, that this paper here is one of our best ministers. It's one of our best ministers, this paper. And if we try to get this paper into the hands of our people throughout America, we will be did a good job. In fact, about it, we could wait for the trumpet to sound. Because they find something in here that will make them to think and make them to look for you. This paper here. And the Muhammad speak. And you have on the last page of this paper a program. This program on the last page of this paper, you advise your readers to read if they don't read nothing else. Always advise them, please read this. This is our standard program. We don't want this removed from our paper. We may revise it a little here and there at times, but it remains the same. This is working on the enemy. A little thing, it's working on it. And just tell them, not so much this thing. This is what I want to do. Brother, please read this. And if we can get this in 22 million hands, as I say, we can say, well done. This is all that is incumbent upon me, is to get the word out there to you. Then my job is up. Or rather, it's over with you. Just show you the way. And then I'm all up. Then I would say I go back to the master then. And if you have any more work for me to do, I will do it as long as I live. But this is my job. Just to get it to you. Not to try to force you to believe it, but just to get it to you. So you won't have an excuse. These papers has been delivered to many of you. And we find that you are not trying in many places, many of our temples, to get this paper in the hands of your people. Many of the temples is absolutely neglected to try to get the truth to their own people while they profess to be representatives of the truth. But is actually, I'm ashamed to say so, but actually is too lazy or disinterested. And will sit right down and just, the people come to you, just leave them. Tell that they're just a paper that we should discard or throw it in the waste. And one of these papers, I want to say to you, just to throw one of these papers away like that, you must remember that you're throwing away truth. You're disrespecting truth. You should never throw one away. Keep it, and someone may come to your house, give it to them. Here's your beautiful national signal, which is shining all over the world. You shouldn't throw away truth. If no one will buy, take it back home and just give it away. But don't throw it away. Give it away. But we would like that you sell the people for the little small price. You who are out of work, some of you could actually make a little soup by just selling this paper. Every time you sell a paper, you have a nickel coming. Okay. If I sell 100 paper here, maybe I could sell 100 in a couple of hours. If I'm in the right spot, I have $5. Okay, I make you sell 200 papers today. I do have $10. That's getting near up to the, the regular wage. And you might not have too much to do. I must say that too, after a while. We are not too sure of what the government is going to do in this election. The president that is already in the White House and the one that might come in there, they both are the same. Remember that. They're both about the same. Gold water or silver water. I saw in one of the New York papers where that the devil said, I wanted gold water to win. I would like to tell him it don't make no difference to me whether gold or silver or brass win. If he's white, they're all the same. I'm not going to vote for either one. Because I can't see my way in voting for an enemy to rule me, and I want independence, and I want to vote for myself and my people. I don't want to vote for you, who is going to enslave me. It's almost a disgrace. A man seeking independence, and then he goes vote for the enemy to rule him. There's many little common things in it that we have heard our people say that make you might think that it's nice that you do so. For certain privileges. This is not no good to us. Anytime the devil give to you anything like I would say better way to go, he's got you tied in such manner that you have to mistreat your own people. And he has a better way to mistreat them himself as long as he puts a rosy in your hand. And he's not going to put one in your hand unless he is able to get something back. You see, he don't put one in my hand. He don't offer me nothing. He would do so if he thought I would accept it. But he has such strong language coming from me. He said, no. He said, that fool will never accept this if he is so. So we have to get him another way. Yeah, I think I have a little piece of paper here somewhere where that he's talking about that this might be good for you. That little piece of paper that he gave to me the other day. Secretary, I think I have it somewhere here. The piece about the devil talking about getting, in the fiction section. Yes, thing. He was so bold to put this in his magazine, saying that if they could liquidate or kill me, they would have a future, a glorious future. Right over there. He's bold enough to put that and put me there on my picture. He had my picture there. And pointing directly at me. It is not hard to distinguish me there because he had my little face on. But I want you to know I have been knowing this all for 33 years. And this is one reason that I have you before me this morning. Because they may make lunch out after me one of these days, but that don't mean that you should stop. Even if I die, get killed, as the Holy One teach you, that don't make you turn back on you. You carry the word right along. And because my kind was before me, and we have the history of what happened to them. I'm not afraid that they will, Allah will give them the privilege of taking my life, but I'm just saying these things. If it will happen, don't worry, you have the truth just the same. And just step up in the next, the soldiers strike that bell, and keep going, keep firing, and let them blow you down. That's the way we do it on the battlefront. There's one fall, the other step up in his strike. Until finally we overcome the enemy and destroy him. So don't you think that Allah is not with us. I want you to feel strong that Allah is with you if you are trying to do what I'm teaching you to do. And as long as you are with me 100%, He's with you 1,000%. But if you deviate from me, He deviates from you. Try it if you like. Go and look over those who deviate, and you will soon find out that they don't have no power from Allah, no spirit. They are left just helpless, wandering around like a man in a dark room, feeling his way. And this is what happens. So I say, you must be strong. Pray to Allah much. Try to pray your 5 prayers every day if possible. If you're in a place where you can, say the prayer. And if you can't say them in the daytime, say them at night, as long as you're awake. This is like putting gas in your car. That prayer will help you, give you power to keep going. That gas will keep your car rolling. The prayer to Allah will keep you rolling. Yes, sir. And so don't forget that. Pray to the God that I represent. Don't pray to a God that I didn't represent. Because you certainly won't get an answer. There's no other God got in having the power to help you but the one that I represent. If I go with my hands for 33 years fighting them boldly with the truth, in black and white and with the actual words in their presence, and over their radio station every week, then I want you to remember that God must be with me and able to protect me. We want from this day on to try to get this paper to our people. But I repeat, don't go down where the devil, you know the devil will attack you and don't want you selling this paper. Don't go there. Because in those areas he forbids you to go. Well, don't go there. But try and sell the paper among your own people. And if he come up, he wants to buy some, okay, here you are. I'll sell them to you. But if he see you around your own people trying to get the paper over and not trying to sell it to him, he gets very, restless. Let's see what's in that paper. Maybe he got something in there he don't want white people to see. Go over and buy us some. He's real crooked, and he's afraid he have mistreated everybody, and he's afraid someone is after it. So remember that. Try and get this paper over, and this paper will help us to put over the teaching throughout the country. It will help us to build temples. This paper have gone a long ways in helping to establish temples. Right? It has bought us one in New Jersey, New Jersey, and two it has bought us in New Jersey. And it has bought us one in Maryland, one in Washington. Just think over these things. And now it's trying to get a route in Atlanta to buy us one there. We're bargaining to buy a temple in Atlanta, Georgia, that is going to run into $100,000 or more. But it's a very nice place, and that's the center of the South, and we want something in the South that we can attract our people with. And there are more intellectual people in Atlanta than there's of our kind than there's in any other city I know of. And they are there now. It's shaking towards us. And so we are going all out to try to buy a nice temple there for Minister Leroy here. And he likes it. Large parking space around it. Have you heard any more from that fella?
No, sir.
They still negotiating on the offer. Well, we're kind of Jews, We don't bite on everything. We always look for you to come down. We're like Jews when we go out to buy. We try to buy as cheap as we possibly can. We never take your price. No, you've got to come our price if it's nothing but just $1 down. You got to get down. So, we are trying to get them down from the price. They have I think about 5, wasn't it? $5,000 they come off, but we want some more grand. So, yeah. But however, brother, it's according to the captain's report of it, my son-in-law here, he said it's really worth what they are asking. I told him all I hate that it's not here in Chicago. I reckon Brother Minister Leroy thanks for the honor for saying that, but brother, I have been trying to find a good place here for many years. And this place we're trying to get for you, this place looks kind of sort of like a coal house to also it tells me. It looks pretty cheap to that place. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, if you're going to buy a nice mosque, is why you will find me in Atlanta. So these things we need all over the country. Every one of you need a mosque. Well, in that you will know that no one can tell you to get out. But when you're renting, they can drive you out anytime they are dissatisfied. And the enemy will make them dissatisfied with you anytime. But this paper will help you. This paper, here we are selling other the secretary say we was selling 225,000 copies bi-weekly, every 2 weeks of this paper. Now we are down to the figure of 159,000 every 2 weeks. This is about, let's see, that's 41 and 25 is how much? So 66,000. We are off 66,000 every 2 weeks now. We're off that much. Remember, that's 2 weeks. And the whole month, 4 weeks are 2 issues of the month. We are just double that. Thank you over there. That it's double. And that's a lot of money that is wasted on the account of us. See, it is not that the people don't want the paper. The people want the paper, but it's us. We want to get round there in our backyard and over our fence and in our front of our door and let the man have it. Here it is. Talk with them. You need people to sell this paper that is very courteous. You don't go to the people acting independent. No seller is independent. He's dependent. That's why he's trying to sell his merchandise. The buyer is the one that is independent. Let him always be right. You're wrong because you want to sell your goods. Yes. Go to him as nice as possible, with soft language, and with a good smile. Don't look like you've been eating sour pickle. With a good smile. Our people like kindness because they have been ruled by the roughest enemy on earth, who never was kind to them. Now if we reverse this and try to be kind to each other, we can build our unity overnight. But we must remember that we get nowhere going around looking sour and talking big, independent. You don't have to buy. Oh, nigga, you just stay there. You wait, you see. Now, you can't make a good salesman. You can't make a good salesman. Said, it's a very interesting paper, my friend. If you would read it, you would like to read it again. Well, I don't want to even see it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. We keep going. Don't stand there to argue. If they say, I don't like the Muslim, I don't want to, there's nothing to have to say. Keep going. Like the Holy Quran said, if you find the foolish, breaking up into foolishness, the common word would be that. But don't you break up with him. You just keep going. Assalamu alaikum and keep going. Yes. This is the thing that I would like to remind you of, that we want to put this
in every one of our people's hands that will accept it within the next 6 months, because after this election, we are afraid. I'm telling you frankly, I'm afraid whatever beast gets up there, he might cut us off. They don't like this paper now because it's waking up our people. And this thing can put a stop to it overnight. If your paper, he says, if they say that it's not in the, line of their government, it's opposed to their way of government, stop. He will stop it. And then our people is suffering then for the truth. He might try and find some way to stop us. Let's do the best we can while it's yet day. Do the best we can to get it over. So if we plant plenty seeds before spring gets here, they're bound to sprout. Bound to sprout. Yes, sir. When that warm spring showers come and that good old sunshine, you'll see them splitting the earth, coming out. So if we can get the truth in our people's head, it's bound to spread. They will become paper boys, whispering it to each other. This is something they can't stop, because God is behind it, whose proper name is Allah. And you must remember your report is real bad on this. How's this report now, Brother Secretary? You have here? On the paper report? Yes, sir. On the paper report. I guess you better take care of that. Yes, sir. On the paper reports, it shows that we aren't getting behind you in the effort of selling the papers. We're sitting on the job. You're doing all the work. We're not doing anything. And the papers are not being pushed by the mosques. There's only one mosque in here that's pushing the papers, and all the other mosques are slacking pushing the papers. They aren't pushing it. They aren't putting forth the effort. They sell less than before. They don't even get one new customer at all to show that they're trying to help you in the program. And the only mosque that we've given exception to will be Cleveland, but all the others are just sitting down on the job. And it's slack. It's not ministers make announcements, the captains don't follow it up, and they don't teach the importance of the paper or the importance of your message in there, and see that new customers are gotten. And for this reason, we're not doing what we should be doing. And we are far behind you, and you're told us over and over again. Yes, I can call the names off if you want to.
The one does it most.
Yes, sir. We have like number 1, Michigan. You spoke to them, you went to spoke to them and told them about selling the paper. And when you went and spoke to them, they're doing less now than when you spoke to them. You told them to sell the paper, and they had sat down. They didn't even, it seemed like they would say they're going to show you. But you went there and spoke to the fruit in November, and they sold less paper since that occasion than before. That's number 1, Michigan. And for the number of brothers they have, they should be selling more than what they're doing.
What?
They sell 8,000, they ordered 9,000 papers on the last issue. They should be selling at least 12,000 papers. If they're selling 10 papers a day, or brother, 150 an issue, which is the quota has been sent out to them by the captain. So the number of brothers they have, they'd be selling at least 12,000 papers.
How many brothers do they have?
They have 85 brothers on the meeting of the 31st. And Milwaukee, they ordered 2,000 papers, and they should be selling at least 3,100 papers, based on the number of brothers they have. Washington, D.C. should be selling 11,000 papers, and they ordered 8,000 papers. And see, also, when we were doing it our way, even though you told us to pay for papers in advance, we would take any chance and order them many.
But as soon as you say that you insist to do it your way, nobody has tried to do it your way. They haven't come up. No one has ordered. You say pay from in advance, and no one has taken a chance. When they're doing it their way, they will order 10, 20, 50,000 on the basis of themselves. But they don't have the confidence in you to order that same number and see that it's done as when they're doing it their way. Like Washington, D.C., they have 8,000 papers, and they should be selling 11,000 based on the number of brothers they have. In Baltimore, Maryland, they didn't even order any papers the last issue. They didn't get the money in time. They know the paper come out every week, and they didn't even order the papers. They didn't have their money in time, like it should be. We sent letters to them, remind them, and all like this, and they didn't even get the issue. So the word is missed there entirely. So the issue be, and they should be selling. Well, they dropped way down. The temple is going down. They only should be 4,800 papers sold there. And they ordered 6,000 issued before that. But they didn't get any of the last issue. They just let it go at all. And New York City is selling 28,000, but they should be selling 35,000 in Manhattan alone. Not counting Brooklyn. Brooklyn, they should be selling 19,000 in Brooklyn, based on the number of brothers they have there, and in Corona, 6,700 there. There's no drive there. San Diego is 7-Eleven, ordering 1,100, they should be selling 1,300, based on the number of brothers they have. Atlantic City didn't order any papers last time, and they should be selling 1,200 papers. They order sometime, they'll never keep up to date. Sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. We have to send out letters to remind them all.
Just a minute, let me... Brother Minister Woodrow, where is he? Yes, stand up, brother. Yes, what trouble does you have there that you don't seem to sell this paper? The people, they don't seem to want it?
Well, Mr. Henry Pascal, brother were Mr. King here, who talked among the brothers. Mr. Henry Pascal, brother were Mr. King here, who talked among the brothers and they should
That looks very bad on us among 22 million people. That we see that this 22 million people are bound to go with the devil if we don't try to capture them and draw them out of the fire and take them in the place of safety. We're in the line of crossfire in the combat zone. Divine combat zone is here. And I don't think much of no minister who will just stand, look at his followers, sitting down, won't try to get the paper around so people can see what we are doing, which will help him. It will give him more followers in his city. It will give him more prestige in his city. And I don't think much of a no minister that will just fold up his hand and will not push the paper himself. If no follower of the minister will get out and sell the paper, he should get an armful of them himself and go around to the people and try to sell it. He get a chance to meet the people and try and make converts better than the regular paper men, because he knows what he's after,
and he knows how to approach them. And the people will help him to get him, where he wants to. In Detroit, Michigan, back in 31, late fall of 31, I used to travel around there in the early part of 32. I used to be a committee there. I used to have to go and try to seek you to get the rent. And I would go to many people, and I would get a chance to talk with the dead. And I could get, up to them far easier than my followers. They didn't know how to catch the wild game as good as I. And so, it stands true. We can't stand up here in our temple on the platform and say, well, they didn't bring them in. I'm the man, the hunter. If they want to help me, I'm asking them to help me, but I'm the real hunter of this temple. I have to always study some way to get out there next to the game. And if you don't seem to be getting out there, getting after him, and I know the game is out there, well, then I'm going myself. And see what trouble you're running into. Like the book teaches you that after Solomon sent Samuel to try to bring back the body of his architect, they failed. But finally he went himself. He said, I will go. I will show you how to get him. So he went and showed them how to put the toe on the man, the dead body, and bring it up. And they brought it back to Jerusalem where it belonged. This is fictions like we think, but it's not. It's a science and an example of us, if we understand it. So I don't think no minister is acting himself by sitting down. If he don't have but 2 or 3 dozen followers here, maybe a dozen, he just sit there and wait. Well, go bring me someone here. I'm here to teach. No, you there, go over the city yourself. Let the people know what you have. And after you get your temple box full, then that's the time for you to stand around and say, I will keep these while you go after me some more. See? But some of us ministers have about 10, 12, or 15 people. And then we sit down as though we have 10 or 15,000. Don't want to do any work. Don't want to do nothing. Don't want to stand up. But that 10 or 15 is giving you soup. That 10 or 15 is trying to pay your rent. That 10 or 15 is trying to buy you transportation. Don't you think you owe them something? That's the way I feel. You are trying to help me. And I just can't keep my mouth shut. No, I owe you something. I must tell the world something, and you are here feeding me, clothing me, and sheltering me. I've got to do something in return. So you hear my mouth every week, right? You read it here in this paper every week. You'll find it in some other paper, right? You'll find me then at the mic. And you hear it down at your place. I'm always fine. Sick and well. I lied out in Phoenix on my bed. I could not hardly speak at times. Many times through the last 3 years. So choked up with bronchitis, asthma, attacks sometimes coming after attack. But I didn't miss 1 week, did I? No, I didn't miss 1 week. I was with you every week. You heard me one way or the other. Wasn't over the radio, you found an article in the paper. Right. Because if I can't talk, I can write. That's what I want to tell you. And I'd lie there on the bed and then dictate it to the secretary. She would give it. Sometime I'd write out, she'd take care of it. And if I found the clearance in my voice, and many times you know that you have heard me coughing on the table, right? Oh over there, you hear me talking. Well, that was the best break I found. I was much worse than that now. And the secretary sometimes tries to take them all off as much as possible. But as you hear my voice now, I'm 1,000% better now. I was laying out there weighing 118 pounds. But I was not depriving you of the food. Because I says to Allah, I will do this until death stops me. So I didn't think that death had stopped me from speaking, so I, kept speaking. And if I can say the last word, I'm going to say, Allahu Akbar. He is the greatest. He's taken me away. Yes. And he brought me here. Allah is the greatest. So these are the things that we must get in our mind. When we are put on a post as a minister, it don't mean that you go there and take a seat and sit down. You go on to work. You're not going there to sit down. We don't need you to sit down. We want you to work. Be rather busy yourself and all that is pertaining to the word. If it's over there working among the brothers in the fruit, be busy over there. But don't sit down. No, sir, don't sit down. And if you are not with them, be sitting here, standing here trying to learn more about the truth. Be better prepared to utter the truth with any opponent. This is the thing we must do. I don't want no minister acting like ice makers. He's all finished now. You have 25 or 30 people and that's enough. And you have a nice car, that's enough. And you have a good home, that's enough. And a big pot of bean soup, that's enough. He's not particular now. He gets his stomach full of bean soup and a steak and he's lazy. You see, he don't care whether he do anything or not. You go there, wait a minute. He's getting up at 11 or 12 o'clock in the day. And he's sitting around, yawning. And, that is no minister. With millions of people here on the brink of fire. Just think of that, millions of your people. I want to say to you, brother, as you know, the Christians, they think that 1964, they would have, from 1964, 36 more years, right? To bring them to 2000, right? All right. Then they say that is the end of their time. But Allah says to me, they are absolutely mistaken. The time is already up. Now comes Islam. Islam says here, 1400 years from Muhammad. The end comes. I'm giving it to you because to share that. The last 20 years of that 1400, it must come. Not at the end now, but in the last 20 years of the 14th century after Muhammad, the end comes. We are just about 6 years now in that 20. I want you to remember that. According to the teachings of Allah, we have about 3 more years to do this. According to the teaching of Allah. One of these years is over. Yes, sir. And in the midst of this 3 years,
a collapse of the government. I said we are in it now. We have this, at the end of these 3 years, that 3 years, end of this 3 years, there is the total resurrection of the dead, or the complete birth and establish of Islam. Yeah. Now, that's just 3 more years off. We are in almost the 3 years, the 3rd year. And our calendar, we are in the 1384. 1384. We are entered into that year now. In the 84 year. We are 16 years to the end. And we are 4 years, we are 4 years now into the last 20 years of that prediction. And that means we have 16 more years before the century is up. When at the end of the century, everything is supposed to be finished. But within the next 3 years, the resurrection of the dead in America should take place. And in one of those years, it will happen. 1 year, the total thing will come. And in one of those years, it may be pretty rough. We have 3 years there to reckon with. One, it may be pretty rough for us. And when I say rough, I mean it might be rough for us. Victorious at the end of the 3. With the whole 22 million saying Allahu Akbar like you and I said. But the hardest hour is trying to get the child to birth. Right? The mother knows that the day it should be born. And the mother is in pain. And that is her hardest hour, trying to bring the child to birth today. Right? Our hardest hour is just right at the end. We are facing them. And there will be much said and many attempts made to destroy Islam. Because the devil knows those figures as well as I. You'll find them in Daniel, but it's a little hard for you to understand them there. But they are there. Something else here in Daniel where he says something about the 62nd week and the 67th week and the 70th week. He gives you 3 things there. There's 3 different events that will take place. He says here that in the 67th week, he will be taken, and in the 69th week, the Messiah will be taken. But in the 67th week, he is to be taken because of the overspreading, he says, of the abomination that maketh desolation. This is tied up there so in symbols that it's hard for you to understand. Allah have blessed me with to understand. I could teach you what it all means. But it's very, twisted up, very simple. I don't think the original science would get there like that. But I think it was the English and American stuff. Now, he says here, in the 69th week, that they came under darkness, and they laid hold on the prey and taken it away.
Now, these things I want you to understand here in that prophet out there. The 67 weeks, he was taken because of the overspreading of the abomination that maketh desolation. Abomination means hate. The overspreading or the dominant hatred, of the people becoming so turbulent against the Messiah's people. Here, the Messiah is mentioned, but he's not the Messiah. It's God Himself. He takes care of Himself. No one have to come and help Him. He's self-sufficient. And so you can study that from this on. But anyway, my brothers, I'll have you here to tell you that work hard. You have only about 3 more years. And one of those years you may not be able to do too much work in, but do all you can. And make all the progress you can before this election. Because we don't know what will happen after this election. I know they're planning against us. And Allah is the best planner. He may break their plan, but I can tell you they are planning. Because we are progressing. And I want you to help me all you can for the next 6 months. Do all you can. Now we are trying to make impressions upon our people. When we get temples, it's only to make an impression upon our people to come to Islam. When we build a restaurant, open up one, we are trying to, that's a fishing, or that's a bait to try to get our people to come to Islam. This is every effort that we make, it's in the way of trying to get to our people, right? Then we must do the best we can to get there. Here in Chicago, we have never been able to put a temple here, or school, as we desire, that would captivate most anyone's mind. Now, every time we try to save money to get a temple here, you ask for it out there to buy you a temple. This is true. As soon as you think that we have a little money here, you want it here for you to build you a temple. So this keeps us looking like a tramp, a poor boy, hoboing his way all the time here in Chicago. Right. For trying to get you up in your place, in your cities, with temples. But if you would go all out and try to set up your capital in the country, you would get more converts in your place. Right. Because you have something to point to. At our capital, we have so and so. We have this. And in this paper, you could display. We need $1.5 million here. This is what we need. In order to set up something right. I mean a school, our little schoolhouse over here is just populated. Overpopulated. We are doing something other over there now that the city is making us to do that is absolutely worth. That's right. But we have to pay $15,000 to put a sprinkle in there for that school. They're working on it today. All just to keep you down. Keep you down. A statue for once we would get more followers all over the country. But you see, this here is right in this residence. We are not even on a surface. And it's hard for people to find them over here. we need to be out on welfare. And there is places here that we can get. So let us do all we can within the next 6 months, see just what we can get. And as you know, we have added to another, or rather we've thrown out another little bait here to the public of an economical, program for, a safety, which will amount to a lot of money in the run of a year. We're going to put it to itself. This we don't want to check until that we see what we can do in 1 year. This is a bait to all our people, the 22 million. We're not asking ourselves now only. We're going to do it. But now what we are after is get our dead brothers to do it. They contribute to this, and they will do it if you know how to be a good, diplomat. They will do it. And they'll only be helping themselves. If we could get 4 million people to do that, or 5 million people, it's running how much? About 60. $5 million a month. Yeah. 5 million. Right. And that'd be 60 million a year. Yeah. If we could get 5 million workers to just contribute just a nickel a day off their work day, 5 days a week, 25 cents, $1 a month, that would be $60 million a year in our bank to help aid our people. And if we want to do that, then that will entice all our people then to start contributing to that particular bank. It takes about $1 million to set up the bank. And then after setting up the bank, you have then something that the people will look forward to. I admire you for the first time. We are 22 million here, and we don't have no national bank nowhere in the country for 22 million people. I had the right leadership. All the leaders was for self. He have his own national bank, and the nation have nothing. We want to build up something to help fight poverty and want. If we had $60 million in the bank today, it would aid a few people anyway. Because it takes a lot of money to aid, millions of people. Because that's, if you give them $1 worth of food a day, that's $1 million. If you give 22 million people $1 worth of food a day, that's $22 million you got. So you got to go in those billions of dollars together. This will make it. Get these people working into this, in a few years you have $1 billion. That's right. Because some of these fellows have money. When he see your bank is strong enough to talk into millions, he will put his little million over there. Then he will share with you so much of it. And I see we on the road to great success if we can hold out. As the old Bible says, blessed is he that holds out, and endure to the end. Because if you can go through the rough, on the end of it, there is ease. The Holy One said, after difficulty comes ease. And I can tell you myself, as you know how much I have went through. I still is not through going through with it, but still we have it a little easy. I can walk and talk a little better now than I could 30 years ago. But we suffer. And we take much. But the good end is for those who have patience. Yes. So now, you see how far we're off and trying to get this paper, and we say we're trying to get the Word of God to you. Prove it. Take the paper Ministers, if your followers won't do it, you get out and do it. Leave your pulpit and go on out there and start hailing people. Say, hey, our teacher's right down the such and such address, and I just want you to see and read some of our newspapers. See what you think of our teachers. And I would not jump to conclusions, brother, before studying a people. We are very much misunderstanding. So take this paper. It's very reasonable. Take it. It don't cost you much. And read about us. If you want to come to us, read about it. And learn something about us through our paper here. And they will buy it. And you will be spreading the truth. And Allah will bless you for getting up, going out in the street yourself, and trying to get people to get to the people with the truth. And you'll find people coming to your temple, filling your temple up. Don't sit down waiting for someone else. Well, I told them to go out and try and find the people and tell them to come to the temple. But they don't bring them in. They don't hunt no more. They don't fish no more. You the biggest fisherman is there. If you won't fish, you're no good. And well, these little fellows is not going to fish. They don't think you throwing in your line into the water. You're not baiting no hook. You're just sitting there looking at them. You're not dragging no net. Help them, and they will think more of you. Help them. Captains, you must help the minister. You must help him to get it over to the people. And lecture your FOI to follow the minister and aid him in getting to the people. And this Allah will bless you. And ministers will be blessed, and you will be blessed. Honor and respect your minister, not to say you make an idol out of him, but honor him according to his position. Don't disrespect the minister who carries the word of Almighty God. Show him respect. And make him to show respect to himself and you too. We show each other respect. Yes. But we are not the type of people that we try to be proud of our office. I'm a little over you. No minister should go before his people busting his chest. They already know you are their minister. Act as friendly and as humble and submissive as possible with your followers, before your followers. That will give them the spirit to act like that. But if you go stand up and be big man, they get that same spirit. Every time you make a little officer here, he's doing the same thing. And then you're running the people away from your temple. Yeah, that's exactly what you'll be doing then. Never to take these offices and make them other than what they should be by your proud attitude and your impotent talk to the poor little brother, sister. You know better than he. If they are believers, you know we're bigger than they are. They're all you're all the same before Allah. So don't boast and try to be big, and just because you stand on the door, don't scold me because I've got to come by you. I know I have to come by you. And then, all right, act like that you want me to come by you. When I get to you, you greet me with a smiling face and offer the free road to the speaker up there. If I act like that, I want to see. And if I act a little other than myself, you don't have yet to jump on me and crush me. Just tell me, no, brother, I'm sorry, but you are not the type that can get in there in the meeting because we don't like have no disturbance in there, and so you must not go in. Wait till that you can act like that you some peaceful brother. If I let you in there, they will kill me. Talk like that, because I'll let the disturbing brother come in and break the peace of the meeting. That's the way to talk to him. Captain must not come walking around. Hey, what are you doing around? No, not that. No, we know you the captain. You don't have to come around whooping at us like that. No, let the captain come around and salute his people, bow his head like they bow to you. You want them all to act alike. They show respect to each other. Shake hands with them all with a smile. They dare defend you. Someone would try to attack you, their lives would be the first that the attacker would get a hold of. So remember that. You don't go and abuse them. If they act a little wrong, some of them may be a little disobedient at times, that's understood. Right. But you're not yet to go out of your way and show the people disrespect just because you captain. Take him out and beat hell out of him. You must never do that. Never strike another brother unless you're just compelled to do it to protect yourself. Islam does not teach us to do such things. Don't swear and use profanity at one another. This don't look nice for a righteous person. He's standing swearing at each other. Just because you captain, you should just swear like you please. You're free to swear at them and they are not to swear at you. This is not right. This is not the way of Islam. When a man has committed some act unbecoming the fruit of Islam's law, rule, your so-called minister, tell him to come here. There's brother so-and-so. He have this, thus and thus, brother minister. What is your answer? What is your decision? You let him do that, not you. Don't take the brother down in the basement and beat him and then send him home. And the minister standing here preaching, trying to tell the people that we are in unity. We love each other. We won't even touch each other than you down there beating hell out of our brother. That's wrong. That kind of captain we don't want on the post, brother minister. We hold you responsible for carrying such captain along with you. You must remember that we are trying to build up love and unity for our people. We can get rid of you easy with ironclad soft words. We mean everything we say. You won't stand. We don't have to even catch you. We just tell you, no, brother, we won't take that. Your own nature will teach you, don't rush on them. They said, I'm not warning among them. Don't rush them. My nature will teach me. So I don't have to be thrown away. You are telling me, and I just can't resist. I have to go. Here comes one, you say, I just had to do this. I just had to do. Yeah, but do it in such way that you will be justified in doing it. Like what went on in Richmond here a few weeks ago. That's very ugly on the captain and the minister. The captain might have not said ordered the striking of the brother, but yet he is the captain. If he didn't order it, he should stop it. Jump in front of it and take it yourself. Tell the brother, no, you must not do this. And the brother's not going to strike the captain. I said, don't strike him anymore. We got to obey him. And, but if you let these things happen like that, you ran thousands of people away from you. That is already having the misunderstanding. Never to do these kind of things. And to bring about fighting in the mosque, in the temple of Islam, it's a sin, according to the Holy Quran. Never to bring about no fight in that place. That's the place of peace. Holy Quran teach you against it. But if you are attacked in the temple by infidels, then you must defend yourself. But if you go attack each other there, you're not fit to be there yourself. You're worse than an infidel because it's your sacred place. And then you destroy it with your own, anger. Don't do that. We can't use people like that. We must examine brothers before we put them on a post. Don't take a brother and put him on that door there to man that post, and that brother just came in the other week and we don't even know just whether or not that brother knows how to even meet a person. We got to take the brother and teach him how to meet people. When a person come up here to this door, you drill him through that in your fruit. And let the fruit be a bear you witness that that man now is all right. He can take the post on the door. But don't just reach over here and grab a brother. After a while you may grab a hypocrite. And he will run everybody that he possibly can, especially new ones, away from you. So always be careful. And then when you put him on the door to meet your guest, that new brother out there, your guest, coming today, then the captain must busy himself keeping an eye on that door to see whether or not he's going to treat these people right or not. The captain must not go off and take him a seat, sit down. I have somebody on the door. No. Go there yourself and watch them, or just watch them and see whether or not that they perform their duty as you have trained them to do. Don't trust them to do it behind your back. Go and see that they do it right. Don't take a lieutenant and trust him unless you watch him. You put him over the job, watch him. And don't watch him one time. Watch him every time. That's the captain's job. Where are you going? You're going in the office, sit down? You're not on your post there. Captain is supposed to be watching his soldiers all the time. Well, especially when they're on duty. Captain must be there watching them to see whether or not that they are performing their duty right. So you're not a good captain unless that you always is on your post, observing what your soldiers should be done. You give them order, you watch them to see that they carry it out. Lieutenant may sometimes turn hypocrite. Since he left the temple last, okay, he gets devil in him. And when he gets back on the job, he's planning what he can do to bring about, some way of crippling the progress. So if the captain is standing there with his arm full, watching the whole entire performance of his soldiers, all right, he knows whether this one or that one is weak or not. But if he don't put him on the post and walk on off and go somewhere and sit down and go to sleep, he's a no good captain. Need to take one of these then and make captain out of him. One that's on the job. Ministers, it's the same. If you're going to tell everybody in front of you to go and try and get people here to you and then you go back and lay down and go to sleep, you no good. You don't have them here, try and get them yourself too. All of us is out here after the people. Do something. If it's nothing but try and go to the barber shop, sit down there and find some way to ease a little Islam into them while you're talking. Not in no way to make them angry with you, but just come into them easy. Come in on the church, talk about church. Now, you know, I know a preacher once, he used to preach something. I have slipped upon them many times in their own way. And when I got through with them, they was in my way. It was Islam I was easing in on them. Yes, sir. But I come in under the cross. And they didn't see the crescent until I had broken the cross. You got to learn to be good hunters. Yes, sir. So let us get away from this stuff about being. We have been too lazy on our job. I'm just telling you the thing. You have been too lazy on everything. Yes, sir. We get full up too quick. We get, what we need too quick. We get rich. And we get all our needs taken care of. And we just want to now just while around. I believe I get in my car and go and I take a little fresh air. Not that I believe I'll go over to such and such place, maybe I might convert a fellow over there. I want you to remember this is foolishness. You've got no time to go out catching fresh air and going out to look at some sport game of some kind. We've got no time for sport and play. Preaching that the fire is now kindled and that it will be burning here now in a few days. What time you've got to sit down and look at TV, cutting the fool on it, and look at some game out there, ball game, or going around listening to someone just telling lies, sports, joking, and all like that, and you joining in with them, having a little fun. You got no time to have no little fun now. Have some little truth. I said, if you want to go along with me, let us take 6 months to test it, all of us. Let every one of us test each other and see what we can do. And at the end of 6 months, if we are not fit then, we're not fit to go no 6 years. Let's go to work. That's the thing. Go after the dead with everything we have. Everything. Don't irritate him. Let's just go to him in a nice manner. Not that I'm telling you, go out there, stop him and choke him and tell him, come on. No force, nothing. No, don't force. Just tell him, that's sufficient. He will thank you because the time is here. They're already out there. All they need is a good fisherman. If I was not chased by so many vicious hounds, I would show you how to get out there. I used to get them long time ago, when the time was, when the game was real hard to capture. But now I see the game so easy. I just ached inside. I said, "Ooh, if I just had a chance," and they didn't know who I was. I said, "I'd get me 1,000 of them overnight." Yes, but they know me, I can't get around like I used to. But there's Brother Benjamin there, Minister Benjamin. He remember me. Yes, way back. Say, I sat on up. Just stand on up. You may feel like stretching your legs. This brother here, back in 35 now. This is nearly 65. This is 64. That's a long time, isn't it? He known me from 35. I used a room in this house for about 4 or 5 years, I think, in Washington. And he used to go out and bring some of the toughest, as the boys call them, cats. Toughest cats he could find, and stick them on me. One day I got to looking at him, I said, he thinks he'll find some cat yet that's outside. I was waiting for all of his cats he brings. He'd shake his head and he'd go out after another. Look like he say, I will get you after a while. I know one is real bad. So he'd bring me a real bad one. When he leaves me, I have him all week. So he'd look at me again. Looks like he said, where this man come from? Right, Brother Brigham. Oh, I used to tell him, I said, one of these days, I say, you see, I said, I have a temple right here. I said, you'll be in it. I said, you'll be with me then. I says, I will get arrested here. I said, they send me to, maybe to prison. I said, but, I says, I'll be the winner. We'll have a big temple here one day. So he sees now. Now, way back then, 35. And so I travel up and down the East Coast, running every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, going to another place because the dog would be right there after me. Soon as they chase me, and find me up this tree, I'd jump to another tree or go in a hollow. And so I had to do that for several long years. Yeah. Brother right here, just tell you. He and his wife could give a better, I would say, well, I could use to represent. They could represent me better than anybody on the East Coast. They've known me long. They know me. They know my moral character. He and his wife and some more there in Washington knew me back in those days when I was in my 30s. I was about in my middle 30s, over. And so they know me. They saw me for years, coming in and out. And if you want to know me, you ask them. Ask anybody up and down the East Coast. I stayed up and down there 7 years in my middle 30s. I'm a young man, up until about 42 years old, or something like that. Yeah, about 44 years old, when they sent to prison. And just go up and down, go behind me where I went along. The people will soon tell you from Boston to Atlanta. And I stopped in and out every little city town, all of them, and now today there's a light of fire burning. Allah has blessed me with temples in every one of these places. Brother can tell you, I would tell him I was at such and such place. He'd tell me, where you been so long? At such and such place. Now, in all those such and such places now, brother, you see a temple in them. Well, Allah bless me wherever my foot trod, He caused, the seed of salvation to prosper there. And it went into the heart of our people, and today there is the old saying goes that cast our bread upon the water, and after many days you will see it again. Well, after many years, now I see. Yes. So, brother didn't think that he'd be standing here today as a minister in those days. But he did. But he carried me down in that Virginia once and threw me on one of those bad cats. That cat was so bad he ordered me out in the backyard to a fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother, I will tell you. after the church. I made fun of him, and he felt pretty cheap off of that. But he got jealous because that his followers was there beginning to, to listen at me, and the worst of it, his wife was about to become a convert. So the old ice maker, he just got real angry and just, lost control of himself. Being jealous of me, they're teaching people something that he didn't teach, and they believed it. And so I laughed at the old brother because I was pretty strong in those days. I was a young fella, and I told brother he wouldn't have lasted 2 minutes if I had went in the backyard. Because the poor brother, he was a little ill, and he was very skinny and he was pretty weak. And I thought maybe that I could finish him off in a little while. But that wasn't the point. I wanted to convert him. I wouldn't argue with him. I didn't talk that kind. I made them look pretty cheap for talking to me like he did. Yeah. He didn't have enough truth to fight me with truth. Why now you want to take it out physically? Made a fool out of it. Yes, sir. But this is the thing we must learn to do. Be very diplomatic. Fight whenever, use your fist whenever you got it to do. And then make a good job out of it as you did out of your, your tongue. All ministers have to be good fighters both ways. Because they can be attacked all right, don't they? But though I don't leave everyone to be like myself, I never expect to, to get in no kind of fight physically. Because I believe I can always outwit you with the word. And I will make you come off from that, and after a while you will be shaking my hand. And yet I wouldn't show you that I'm a coward. But I just believe I can outwit you with the word. And have you coming down and be my brother after a while. So, brothers, here today we talking over this 6-month work. You may be seated, but unless you have something you want to say yourself. Was there anything you want to say yourself?
Yes, I would like to tell my brother here, what is the Holy Apostle in his practice? He's a real fish. And as he said, I can bear witness that he knows how to fish. Because I went around with him. And he was teaching me how to fish. And I didn't realize that until just a few years ago what he was doing. And I had to do some of the same thing that I saw him do out here in my fish. That's all of that.
And cannot we get these papers over to the people? As long as the people will buy them, then we must put them in their hands. But now if it's hard to get the people to accept these papers, then I will bear witness that you probably could not sell over 100 paper or 50 papers. But if there is 1,000 people out there would buy that paper, if you would get to them, I say you should have sold us out. Keep going around. It is nothing for me to do if I have a job here that I don't work but 8 hours a day on it. I should go on home, clean up, and I say I'm going to try to spend at least 2 hours today trying to get this paper to someone. Maybe they will become a convert. Well, okay, I walk around, I drive around and get to a place where I can start, talking the paper to the people. What this particular program of the Muslim. Have you ever read the Muslim program, brother? I'm not telling you yet I'm a Muslim. I was just reading here. This is a way to slip in on people sometimes. I said, oh, you just got a hold to it. Brother, you know, I was looking at this paper here, the Muslim paper. They are talking about how we could make a better people out of ourselves and make a strong government among us. Have you ever read anything about them here? They have about 12 little paragraphs here that they call, different, ways they intend to try to enthuse us with. But I have neglected paying attention to the Muslims for a long time. You know, they have something. Got one of the articles here that he's talking about. Yeah, here, right here, and he says in paragraph 8 here, he says, we believe in justice for all, whether in God or not. What do you think of that? They must have something there. Now, I heard that these people didn't believe in nobody but just themselves. Now, this 8th paragraph here says that they believe in justice for all, good or bad. Well, that's right. The bad should get justice for him, and the good should get what's coming to him. This is right. And there you can start talking on it with it. Do you think that they have something? After a while you run into a man and say, I think they really have something. I think we should get behind those people. And when you know anything, well, you have a lot of people in your temple. Get them out. Get out and get out there and get after them. And don't feel ashamed. The thing that you will feel ashamed of when the time comes and seeing your people being lost because that you couldn't or would not get to them to teach them. You are my helpers, help me. You say you're going to help me. I don't think you're helping me just sitting around home, thinking that the people just heard that you're the minister and they will come there and just see you and listen to you because they heard that you go to them. You are the fisherman. You are the servant. They're not the servant of you. You the servant of them. And I'm your servant. I serve you. I'm the servant of Allah and I serve you. The whole nation with what he gives to me to give the nation. You are my helpers. You are to serve the people. You are servants for the people. Not kings for the people. You are servants for the people. Right? All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. Wealth don't make us sit down. That's secondary, brother, to this way. Wealth is not the thing we're looking for. We're looking to try to keep clean and go before the people, but we must never put our heart in it. Don't put your heart in wealth. Put your heart in trying to save your people. That's the thing. Trying to save your people. Wealth will come. That's for sure. But as I used to tell Brother Benjamin there years ago about that, I said, that's easy. That will always come. I said, but I'm after the people. And he saw me in those days. I was very little. I was very poor. But nevertheless, I was after people, and Allah didn't never let me down. No, He didn't never let me down. I paid Brother Benjamin my boat bill all the time. But he never saw me physically at work. So sometimes he kind of thinks that I was maybe with the big shots over there, playing a little game on the cover. I wanted him to see that I was actually a servant of God, and that Allah was taking care of me, and I would not perish as long as I worked for Allah. And this he saw up until today. He went on to prison with me. He kept on following me until he followed me right into prison. He didn't know that. But I knew if he followed me, he was bound to go to because I couldn't help but go myself. So if you go to follow me, you're bound to hit the same trap I hit. So you ministers who have never been to jail, don't be blinking. You might go. So you captains who have never been to jail, don't be blinking. You may go. The Bible says, he that loves his life shall lose. He that hates his life shall keep it. That means he that don't care what come or go, all he wants to do is to get the truth over to him. Well, yeah, that man will be here when the others is gone. As Brother Benjamin can bear me witness, he used to see me storm Washington there back in the early 40s, 41. There I was fighting, telling them, and up until Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, I was preaching it then. The day when they attacked. Okay. He saw me right on up to the bitter end. And he saw me in prison, standing right in the prison, preaching it there, putting it on blackboard right there in the prison before the warden, the guards and everything. He saw me stand there and teach right in the prison of the guards. But I'm always skillful enough that you can't catch me, you know. You can't tie me up, and I preach right before anyone. He can't do nothing with me because I always have a way of maneuvering the truth in such way that you can't say nothing. I'll say, well, he did so. So he right here can tell you that he saw the guards there stand there, you know, and just look at me putting figures on the board. Watch me. And listen to me teaching, you know. And they just stand and look. Had to walk away. Couldn't say nothing. They couldn't say, come on and go to the hole. You're not doing nothing but making trouble around. And one old guard, he almost converted him. I forget his name, but Brother Benjamin remembers. He stood there, he almost was converted. Next day, that Monday morning, he told all the other guys, he said, he hit me with his hand on my heart like that. He said, it's right there, it's right there. He said, he got it right in. He said, I never heard such. And you have seen me all over the country. You have never seen them able to walk up and in what I'm teaching. You don't see them asking me questions in their writing. He says so and so, let him prove this and let him do. Don't ever ask that. No. It's settled when I speak. I always settle that. You don't have nothing to come back. You can't attack. I closes the door behind me all the time. Yes. And you don't find no way to attack. So I teach you to do that if you will let me. And I do think that while I'm here before you, I think we should have this kind of meeting once every 90 days, every 3 months. Every 3 months we should have a ministry. And then you should come with all of that jotted down, questions about the teaching for better understanding, and what you have problems among yourselves at your temple. You should come prepared like that once every 3 months. I'm referring to the ministers now. Captain should refer all of their problems to Captain Sharif. Yeah. You should turn yours into him and meet with him as often as he demands you. And this will keep us up to date with each other now work. I think I'm near now. I'll teach you to do that if you will let me. And I do think that while I'm here before you, I think we should have this kind of meeting once every 90 days, every 3 months. Every 3 months, we should have a minister. And then you should come with all of that, jotted down, questions about the teachings for better understanding, and what you have problems among yourselves at your temple. You should come prepared, like that once every 3 months. I'm referring to the ministers. Captain should refer all of their problems to Captain Shuri. Yes. You should turn yours into him and meet with him as often as he demands. And this will keep us up to date with each other and our work. So I think I'm near now, about ready to close with you. We have been here now over 2 hours. But I think, let's see.
Yes, sir. We have some more people there, probably like in New York City. They're putting forth an effort there. In fact, when I was there last Sunday, they have about 3,500 papers. They had paid for lying around. They discovered there last week when I was there. Since your letter of April 24th. And this shows accuracy on part of the laborers. They claim they don't know anything about it, but they should know about it because they're right there in the city. And they should be talking about 50-some thousand papers there. And but they aren't. Because in order for your program to be successful on this economical program of reaching the people, we have to get the paper out to the people. And the way we're doing, we are decreasing. We aren't helping you. We are decreasing.
Well, you mean to say after all of that publicizing this paper in the buses and in the on the highway and up and down this city's main welfare or thoroughfare, that didn't do any good?
No, sir. You have taken it on yourself to see if the paper will be accessible to the public and spent over $30,000, and we haven't increased one paper for that. But we have decreased. When we started out, before we had the bus advertising, we had 206,000 papers we're selling. Now we're selling 159,000 papers. In all these cities where you're advertising, they haven't sold one paper more. In fact, they decreased. They're selling the papers.
That's pretty bad.
Yes, sir.
Ministers and captains, this is bad. $30,000 gone to try to aid the spread of this paper. The subscribers to this paper, we tried to aid them with $30,000. And now instead of aiding it, it has decreased. So that means we lost 30,000.
Right.
Trying to advertise our paper.
Yes, sir.
We could have did better if you had helped us.
Yes, sir. Just like right now, we have a bill here for $807 for Boston for bus advertising. And when we started out with the paper, they were selling 8,000. Now they ordered 7,000. Last year, 1,000. They decreased 1,000 papers. We got a bill here now for $807 for bus advertising. And Boston should, they aren't coming up to par. We got a bill here for $807 for advertising. And it hasn't helped out any.
Well, Boston, I think you should increase your paper. Because this is a lot of money to advertise. You should try to sell 2-3 times that many papers.
Right.
So, as the Holy One said, try and save your people. Try and save them. Your own kinfolk. Start there at home. Try and save them from this destruction. So let us give it to them. Do that. And don't scold them and force them and tell them, I'm going to give you time. If you don't do it, this makes trouble. In fact, about it, he isn't worth it. If you've got to go and jail a man to do good, he's not worth it. We don't want that person. No. We want a willing man. A man that sees the good of trying to entice the people to go and follow the right way. Do that. Elijah with us. Now we must be with him. And again, I want to say this, that we are not going to recommend no time for one not selling the paper. We're not going to recommend no time. If a brother don't want to sell the paper, and he can sell the paper, and he don't want to take part in contributing to the cause, okay, if he say, I don't want to sell no paper, I don't want to get out there in the public. Why, brother? Is there something out there in the public you think might hurt you, your status in here, something like that? Well, all right then, brother, how much can you give us? See, how much can he give you there? Maybe he might be willing to give you a good charitable, sum. Now, all right then, brother, then you don't want to do that because that you fear that you will be seen by some certain people, or some people is, they had a little trouble with the law once upon a time. They are here and they had a little trouble where they came from. They get out here exposing themselves, They're afraid that they might, get picked up. They may not tell you that because they don't want you to know they're in that kind of condition. So you have to consider these things. Our people have been running all over the country, trying to fly from this devil. And so we have to do that, ask them that sometimes. Ask them if there's any particular thing. But if there is no particular thing and you help, cannot you help us to try to get to a few of them, at least? Don't force them too much. No.
Well, most, unlike a sales is coming from, not the believers that won't sell it, but God encourage them to sell the paper, or putting forth any effort. There's a lack of enthusiasm in this group for the paper. It's not in the people, there's a lack of enthusiasm in this group here for the paper.
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to say all the time, that the minister and the captain is responsible for getting the paper in the hands of the brothers that will sell the paper. They are the one that is responsible. But, yes, brother captain. Yes, so I like your plan, brother captain.
I support what we have been there. I do feel that the council right here among Christians like the Christians, one of the truth. I feel that we get together, we put understanding, we put a thing dry, minister, captain, we all get together and take common on ourselves, go ahead and put it, then we will overstop. I know that we can do it,
Indeed.
I think it was encouraging work, and I think that bring it to a
Thank you, brother captain. Yes, brother captain. Yes, brother captain. Yes, brother captain.
We got a brother in Boston who teaches and brings teaching, and those were teaching right from the university. This brother said to me later on, if he can get that much out the paper, teach a subject to me, how to get on college students, then the subject that paper must have much more, must have each issue, must have much more than add. And I'm only saying this to enlighten take it to and can be done often enough to teach. Because that you want to teach right from the people, to make the people see the people, that the spirit will come home with belief. Mention it after teaching. Don't get yourself people they just go out with nothing else on their mind. They forget that they will be talking. I believe that this is Captain Jones said, and the Secretary Johnson, and I think this needs to be done more
From the rostrum, right?
That is, we show a movie picture one time, what a big meeting, how it's recorded on tape. This kind of a thing is just not just once in a while, right? It's got to be something like you're doing now. You make me realize
this job. This is God's command.
Thank you.
You are the apostle and you know how to lay life.
I think that Captain Clarence of Mark number 11 has just about answered everything. Because, brother ministers, if you won't help your own laborers to do their labor that you appointed them to do, they can't be successful in carrying out the labor as you desire. You will not get the success as you desire. You've got to help them. This paper here, I could take Texas from the paper many times, brother. And if I want help get this in the people's mind, this program, I never miss it. Every time I get up to teach, I'm going to get this proposal. Main thing that we must do something for self. Here I'm going for the program. Here I'm going for the paper. You should get this paper, each and every one of you. You should take it home and you should try and get a subscriber from your own family. Everybody should read this paper. Look and hear what the man said. He said, we want justice. Oh, brother, you got it. You got everything you want. We want justice, equal justice. Isn't that true? You will tell your people. Why, brother minister, you got a text right here. He says now here about equality. He said we want equality of opportunity. We have been deprived of an opportunity to become equal. You say, you've got something right here. Brothers and sisters, this paper will give you enough outline of our teaching for you to open your eyes and see that we need to do something for self. We need to get on some of this earth that we can call our own. You've got something here. This paper here brings to you everything. I was looking here at, I'm just telling the minister here now how they go about it. I see here where that our leader teaching in New York and in Los Angeles, he says here, Allah has sent me to unite you into one nation. Who would not want to be united in one nation of ours? The minister got him a text right there. Well, this is true. You never have to look up something to teach. If you follow me, you've got something to teach. Every time I open my mouth, I'm giving you something to teach. Yes? Who would not try and put this on? Then you tell them, yes, look here. There is a Pakistan. Brothers and sisters here, just imagine these new brothers and sisters. You are the minister. I'm the minister. Here, I want to convert you. Here's a Pakistan. Here, he advises U.S. Muslims. Advises them. Have you ever had foreigners to come here in America of our people trying to advise us to stay in the church or that we should believe in Christianity? But here, since this Islam religion has come to America, we have people from all parts of the earth coming here to help us follow the teachings of Islam. He says he advises in big headlines here. Look, brother, the U.S. Muslim. He advises us. Do you have foreign bishops and whatnot coming here to your churches, trying to advise you the best way to convert your people into Africa? No, they don't even think nothing of you. You never have nothing like that because they don't think anything of you. You don't find the Pope of Rome sending their bishop around to you. They don't care nothing about the black Negro preacher. Right? They're saying, yes. All right then. Look how easy this man, Mr. Muhammad, have attracted the Muslim world. That there are scholars coming here advising him, helping him, advising us to follow him, advising us to accept the truth that will absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, put us in the seat of authority over the nations of the world.
Now, dear Apostle, you show great enthusiasm for teaching, putting the cross, and you get into your work, but we don't follow up like you follow up yours. We don't do this. Like Philadelphia, we got a bill here for $6,000 for bus advertising, which is supposed to be due in a couple of days. Like Philadelphia, they were selling 16,000 papers in January. Now they only get 3,500. That's the same as Birmingham, Alabama. And that's the third largest or fourth largest city in the country. And that's no help there.
God, no.
We got a bill here for $285 for bus advertising in that area.
That's the thing that you ministers must remember, that we are doing all we can to get to the people. You give us this money here, helping us, we take it and we put it out there, doing everything we possibly can to get a convert. If you don't follow it up to see that it brings back what it is intended for, then you are falling short of your own duty. For a big city as Philadelphia, Minister Jeremiah, you should have, oh my goodness, 10,000 papers sold there easy. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And especially as well as you know Philadelphia.
Right.
You know Philadelphia.
Right.
It's your home, isn't it? You know that city.
Right.
You know how to put out your followers to go in certain sections and get this paper over to them. And you know how to advertise it. You are a good advertiser. You got that good-looking smile on your face all the time. And while you could sell me 10 papers while I didn't want to buy but one. If you just come to me with all that beautiful smile, that soft talk, why, I would buy lots of paper from you. I just keep buying paper every time you ask me. Yes, sir. But you're not doing that in your city. I want to say this already, this jump. Don't take for granted that my attackers who have wanted and tried to mud wash me all over the country, don't think that that's a hindrance to you. No, that's no hindrance to you. You see that Allah has not left Muhammad. You see that Allah is still giving you converts when you open the door. Right? Well, that shows you that what the people are trying to do against Muhammad, Allah is saying to you in words that they have me to see it. Like Malcolm gone to Egypt and Africa, trying to get the people there against me. By saying to the people there, he's an adulterer and he's this and he's that, and trying to destroy your absolutely reputation throughout the world. But Allah is the one he should have went to. I wasn't sent by the Arab people over there. No African give me my mission. No Imam from no mosque in Asia give me my mission. He didn't need to leave America. He just needed to went down on his knees and asked Allah, is this man all right with you or not? He'd have got the answer here. Not to waste money going all over the country, because that cares nothing about whether Africa or Asia either one of them believe in what I'm with Allah. We're going to bring about a new world of Islam. The old world, we are not particular. We know they may grumble after a while, but nevertheless, they have the power. You have it in the Revelation there in the last book, that you see there, the readings that tell you 24 elders fell down at the feet of the Lamb, cast down their crowns at the feet of him that sitteth upon the throne, and then give credit to the Lamb for bringing them into the knowledge of him, and made us now priests to the Most High. We didn't know he was the Most High. The Lamb made us to see.
But your brother, I want you to bring a charge also right in here that we don't stand up to you because in face of all these charges, this group, we have let you down because whereby you didn't let up on your work, you kept your columns going, the radio broadcast going. We didn't do the same thing. Like we have a bill here for Newark, New Jersey, which is due in 2 days of $2,000 for the paper. As soon as Newark have a little disturbance, the first thing they did, they called to decrease their papers. They didn't try to hold on and back you up and say, they put forward. They took it as an excuse to cut out the work. Whereby they were selling 10,000 papers in January. Now they're selling 6,500. The first little thing that come up, opposition to something, we take it as an excuse to fall down on our jobs or as an excuse not to do what we're supposed to be doing.
Now, that's exactly what I'm telling them now. This is no excuse. But you don't get shame of me if you know that you have one. Big fighter like our brother Troy there. He didn't get shamed because the police and the highway patrol beat him up. He brought his clothes and showed them to you. Went right on back there. Jumped right in after him again. Right? He felt innocent that he had the truth. And if you beat me once, you got to beat me again. Because I'm going to tell my people the truth. How many ministers would have had the, I would say, the faith to keep doing these things like that, brother? I had to just take him out of this house. Give him a place here in the north somewhere. He didn't come here looking for no place. No, he was going back. I told him, well, you're not making no time down there with all of that good work that you're doing, and the people is not following you like they should for fear of the enemy. Go over here. There's a good field over there. Yes, sir. Working it. Now he's working up here in the north part of the country. And now, keep on going, we promote him and put him on up in the big temple. Look out, Brother Jeremiah, make me Philadelphia. You see, you're not selling no papers over there. Well, this is the thing that ministers must remember to do. As I told you in the beginning, that if I'm attacked, you should attack the attacker. How many letters has the paper office gotten in there declaring what you think of Muhammad? We didn't get all them letters from you. You just sit still and see whether Muhammad's going to say yes or no. But you said that you was with him. Well, now here's a man here trying to put him on their feet and in the mud of everybody.
Right.
Well, I must make some kind of effort to show the world that I'm with the man. He is got the truth. And that whatever is wrong with he and his God is the one. Take care of that. This man here, I don't know whether he's telling the truth or not, but however, I have not seen anything wrong with the man. He's all right with me. Why didn't you do something in that way? But not the office that received no letter saying that I know. As I told Brother Benjamin just a while ago, he's been knowing me for ever since 35.
Right.
I didn't get no letter in the office that he knew me.
Right. Right.
See, this is the thing that's right.
Right.
He knows if any man know my moral character, that man and his wife know.
Right.
Because I was a young man.
Right.
In those days, he used to see women trying to get after me. He used to see me get after them and make them better.
Right.
And there would fall for them, that kind of stuff. All right? For a long time, 7 years up and down that coastline. Right? My wife used to come and visit me sometime at his house. I couldn't come out here and visit her because they would kill me in those days. All right. Now the enemy that was after me in those days, he's dead. I told him that when he died, he said, you can go back, son. Then I will be with you. And so he's dead.
Now, this is the thing. When we say a lot and don't follow it up, that don't go for nothing. That's the Holy One plainly teaches us. Mere belief counts for nothing unless carried into practice. If one of these captains here said, I will take my fruit and I will defend this temple to the last drop of blood in it. But if we never see him even try to convince someone trying to scandalize the temple, that you are wrong, brother, this is the truth. He never speaks up then. Well, how could we expect him to go out there and spill some blood? No. This is the thing. So if you're going to stand on the rostrum and preach to the people, brother minister, that Elijah is the messenger of Allah, and a man over there starts throwing mud in his face, and you sit there and look at him, I wait and see if he's going to wipe it out. If he don't wipe it out, then I know the mud is due him. Maybe I'm wrong myself. This is the kind of thought that you start entertaining. I know what you start thinking. Most certainly. But whenever I see that someone slinging mud in your face, and I know you have still a lot of good around here, what right they have to say that that man is not a good carpenter? When he builds this house, he built a good house here. And now they are talking about he's no carpenter. I'm going to go and tell him. If I ever take a hammer and knock one in the head, I'm going to tell him that man is a good carpenter. And I defy you to disprove it. But this is the fact. But if you don't back me up when I'm tongue-lashed, how could I expect you to back me up if I'm shot at? Cut at. This is the thing. Right. I do think, brother, Minister Lewis that just spoke that he was one of Malcolm's, strongest believers. And he was, Malcolm was just sure he had him. Right? Right. he really relied on Brother Lewis. And he'd mention it. But Brother Lewis just proved the opposite, right? Right. He become Malcolm's most reprover. But I say, like David and the rest of I don't depend on you to back me. Because I have a backer already. That's Allah. And he'll back me and prove you. Right. I want you to know that my conscience is clear. And that I will be out here on the post battling the enemy with truth until the people used to say in the church until old Shiloh comes. I said until Allah comes. I will be here. And I'm not afraid of no kind of slander. You won't sit me down with no slander. I know that Allah knows my heart is right. It's right. You don't have to worry. And the success that He grants to me proves that He's all right with you. You'll find it in the Holy Quran where it says that the people start saying, Allah has become displeased with Muhammad, has forsaken Muhammad. But nevertheless, Allah sends the answer to that. He said, no, I have not become displeased with you. Nor have I forsaken you, not going to forsake you. He tells them in that Holy One, you have a blessing that will never be cut off. That if they enrage about it, tell them to go up to heaven and cut it off. This is true, brother. I have it in His own handwriting. Right. You shall never be that which you cannot reach. Your debt is paid. I have that in His handwriting. There are many things I could say to you, but I'm not going to waste time in that, because you have that to learn if you have not learned. But I want you to know this, that a leader can't get very far with those that trying to represent him if they doubt him. You have the least, that's why I said in the beginning, if you have the least doubt about me, then you don't follow me. Don't try to represent me.
Right.
Because after a while it'll be proven that you're not with me 100%. And so this is a test now. Let's go out and see how many we can get. Then I'll test you like this. So I'm going to do the job whether you help me or not. I can do the job alone. You say, how can you get to all these people? I can.
Right.
I get to them here. I get to them here. I get to them all kinds of ways. The devil has wait Allah will let me get through to the people like that. Then I can get on the road and just travel day and night. I don't mind it, brother. I used to travel. I can do it now. I'm a man that don't care nothing about what I'm going to do. When it comes to our people, I want them to come up. Look at all the threats was made against me in New York. I went there, didn't I? Look at the threats that were made in L.A. and the police department killed my secretary out there. Shot him. But I went there, didn't I? And I came back. I'm going to go all over this country, brother, until Allah comes. And you might be surprised then when you see he and I together.
Also, we have another place like in the Baltimore, Washington area. You're doing your part. You're getting the tapes out, and you pay for the broadcast in Baltimore and Washington, over $1,200 a month there. You pay the mortgage on the mosque in Baltimore, and you're helping them out. We got a bill here now for $1,100 for the Washington, Baltimore area for the bus advertising. Baltimore doesn't even order any papers the last issue. And this, you check out in too late for the papers. Papers come out every week. And we know the paper's coming out, and we're supposed to have the money in. We don't have to print the paper.
We cannot, yes, Brother Mason. I'm afraid you must overlook because I delivered the paper yesterday in your country. We got our paper. Yesterday,
we sent the papers there, but the check didn't come in late. We sent them to you anyway. The check didn't come back until after it was Tuesday. For Baltimore. We called there and talked to the secretary before.
Oh, it was late.
Yes, they were late getting in.
Brother ministers, I want to say to you on this thing about getting paid. We just cannot credit people. We have lost money, time, and again trying to credit people. You get to the place that it seemed like some of the ministers and captains get to the place like that we could give you this paper. Yes, we can't pay $1,200 and $1,500 to print this paper or more and then give it away. Who's going to keep us financed to have it printed and then pay off that staff of labor? We have a terrific. What is that? Is it talking about? The labor. I thought it was something in there. It cost us $1,200 every week for the labor on this paper. Besides now buying it and getting people and there's other expenses.
Right.
This paper costs us to get it out to you. And we look for you to replace this expense. Editors don't work for you for nothing, especially when they are not yet accepted Islam. They don't work for you. Everybody wants all they can get. They'll come to you for work and they may start off with you a little reasonable. After a while, he tell you he was getting so much and so much for this job, and then that means pay me so much and so much, like the white man pays. You can't get people to help themselves. He's got to have the same thing that the white man has. I'll give it to you. So, I want you, brothers, ministers, brother captains, to please remember us, that we get ourselves in debt here trying to publish this paper, and that's why we keep talking about the paper. We want this paper to get out so that we can pay off this labor staff and it cost us nearly $5,000 a month. Overall, I think it is, isn't it?
It's a week on the paper.
A week on the paper, yeah. $5,000.
Printing and everything.
Printing and the labor, $5,000 nearly. Nearly $20,000 a month we have to raise. So please remember that. But we can get 25,000 converts. Not 20, but 25,000 converts if we go after them right every month. And now let's see.
Also, dear Papa, you paid out like, you see the expense of the paper. We aren't backing up by getting the paper to people to make converts for you. And it's going for naught. Like, for a trip to Los Angeles, you paid out $12,000 there for that trip there. To Detroit was $3,500. And to, $3,500 to New York and $2,000 to Detroit. And this is money for now. You put out $65,000 for radio, $30,000 for the broadcast. But we aren't backing it up. You're keeping the words on, but we aren't doing anything. All over the country. We're sitting down like someplace. We got tokenism. We got some brothers. We got two brothers here in Chicago sell 1,500 papers. Some of the smaller places, they only sell 1,000 papers. We have one brother do it themselves. Some of these big mosques sell. We got one brother sell 1/3 of what Baltimore sells, 1/3 of what Philly sells, and some of the other big places in Newark. And two brothers sell much of the Newark right here. But we're not putting forth the effort ourselves.
That's right.
And all this over $100,000 that you're paying to spread the word, but we aren't backing it up. And we say yes, that's right. When we go away, you had a meeting here with us the 27th after Savior's Day, and we all pledged we would help you then. But we did worse then, since the meeting than before.
Okay? And they were good for you. Yes, brother. Walaikum salam, brother. Yes, brother.
And this happens when they have divided papers, because there are papers that have been in months now from here to here. We got the papers from some markets 3 years ago. We have papers that go out there to try to sell all the back end, and we can sell. And brothers have volunteered to do this, and pay a living selling those back ends for months. So we know that the brother can sell a paper that's 3 years old or 3 years old, he has no problem in selling a paper that's but that is a problem, and this may be one of the factors that is discouraging. Brothers say it more on these papers. I'd like to say that anyway, have a remedy for that problem.
Walaikum salam, brother. Brother Captain, making it very clear, brother Captain Edward, Mosque number 27, Los Angeles, that if we try, we can do it. Now, if these brothers out there in 27 can sell a paper that is 2 years old, think over that. Muhammad speaks now, a year old, 2 months old. If 1 2 months old, the people will buy it. That shows you that the people want the Muhammad speech, right? What will they do in buying the paper that just come off from the press this week? Surely they will buy that paper. I was telling the secretary about your letter, Brother Captain, that you told me about you were selling those old papers out there now that had been stored away a long time. That the people, that show you how anxious the people are to get a hold of this paper. They want to read it. It's a very attractive paper. And the whole world wants to know what is in this paper. And they read it. All that is not reading is because we're not getting there to them. They will buy. Some of them even write me and said that they even not getting their papers, and they have already paid for their papers. Isn't that terrible? Now the best you can do, if you can't preach, as the book says, you can't preach like Paul. And if you cannot pray like angels, you can carry the word of the Lord in the people. It's already fixed up here. Take it around to the people. You don't have to preach. You're the people. Go give it to them. That's preaching. And I will increase. We're going to here another thing I want to say. We're going to add 4 more pages to this paper because we want to put in what we want. I want to add the Holy One in here, brother. I want to run some teachings, an explanation on Texas of the Holy One in this book. I know I'm going to have some to my minister that I would not approve. Then you're clashing with me. And then the minister will not think much of you then. They say, why didn't you tell him then that about this before that you told us to do this? So this is dangerous. Always tell me. As I say, I wrote articles, I carried my tape, I tried to give my tape recording sermon to you throughout the time that you was sick and lying on bed sometimes. As I just told you, I came down to just 118. I used to walk across the yard sometime, and I would be trembling in my legs. And you have heard my voice many times. That it sound weak. And you saw me on Halstead Street over here, Avenue, a few years ago. I think 58, wasn't it? No, 60. When were we on Halstead? 62. 62. Yeah, 62. You saw me stand there before the people. I was a man that was very ill, all but collapsed. I told my wife if I had not sit down, I would have fell. The only thing that strengthened me was when that dentist got up and started talking against her. Then I got angry, and then I didn't know I was weak at all. But I was still weak, but that was just the anger or love for the truth that I was preaching. I didn't want him to get away with no slang against me. And so, this, I'm telling you that you don't think that I'm so busy that I don't have to take care of those top laborers that is trying to help me. You are top laborers. And if I don't know what you are doing, how in the world can I expect any progress from you or no progress because I don't know nothing about you? You must be always contacting me. You have one shepherd in this thing, and you should always look to me and ask me of this. Now, Brother Isaiah, Minister Isaiah, just what was you going to call a meeting for of the ministers for Thursday?
The old pastor is going to bring you a commentary about 2 weeks and ask you about the ministers meeting, how we can discuss how to sell Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Now that's a little difficult, so it may be good enough from selling Muhammad Speaks. And you wrote me back and told me that such meeting would be good.
Yeah, but just for the newspaper.
Yes, sir.
That's all you want?
Yes, sir. How we can still have a better unity of selling.
Did they all know that? Did the minister know that that's what you wanted them?
I don't think they did, because I didn't write the...
Well, then they would not know what you were. Well, that's easy to tell them about that. But about the selling of the paper, as you see here, of course, that is good to take it up sometime. The temples said that we should try and get over to the people, more papers. That's all right. But sometimes other things rises up in such meetings. And there you could say, at this meeting, such and such thing came up, and we all agreed on this. And that may be contrary, to the real aims and purpose of the mission that Allah have given to me. So always let us know these things. And that is not saying no great thing, that you should keep hid from the people that you want to talk over how best we get the paper over. And then you should tell me that your plan, what you have, your idea, and that you tell me how that your ideas that you want to put forth to the ministers that you think would get more papers sold than we are selling. That would have been nice. But always remember to do these things.
And the Holy Pastor, the other thing that I was on my mind, that if this meeting wasn't called, that how we should attack these, these people that are throwing like knobs and throwing all this thing.
Hypocrites. Just say hypocrites. You could attack hypocrites.
That's what I was I think, because, look like some of them don't know where they should write or how to do. I was going to tell them that's what we're supposed to do, not to try to
it's your duty, all right, enough, as I said, all the ministers, not to wait until the enemy have burnt the house down, and then they all decide to carry a pail of water and not throw on the ashes. So, that is no good. Go carry the pail of water while the flame is there. Maybe you could save some part of the house. Yeah, just a moment, brothers. Now, here I would like to say in this, that the hypocrite is going to continue. We're going to have more hypocrites. Maybe if I call this meeting 2 months from now, maybe one of them is gone. Right in this meeting now. I'm not prophesying. I hope it don't come true. I hope that I'll have more. But I'm just saying, we are living in a time that a hypocrite may spring up overnight. Right in your house. Right among the brethren. You didn't know that he would change so quickly. And he don't have no excuse. He can't tell you a good excuse. He can't give one. All the things he say, he don't like this and he don't like that. It's just Allah making it manifest to you and me that he's no good among us. And as you have it there in the Bible like this. It says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. And the branch that branches off from me, the true vine, if it bear not fruit, then my Father or the husbandman, he will prune it for me. He take away that branch that won't produce. Well, he was making a parable of himself in God, that he was the true shepherd of God, and his followers that follow him is true. But those weak ones, they are like a weak vine having a sprout coming out from the vine that will wither. And the pruner comes and prunes it up to keep the vine going alive. Well, that's the way he was given to you, that he and his followers are. The weak one, Allah will weed him out from among you. See? And he's doing that. He's weeding them out. I didn't know they was there, but he knows. And you may find, wait a minute, I think I have this somewhere in my pocket. You may find actually the work of Malcolm and book on the life of Muhammad. The author is not new, Irvin, Washington Irvin. Washington Irvin. I did have the page. Just a moment. I think I might can find you the page that you may direct it. I direct you to the page.
Washington Irving.
Washington Irving.
He's right.
It reads something like this. Trying to find the page here. I read it years ago. The book was it's entitled Mohammed, M-O-H-O-M-E-T, Muhammad, Mohammed. And it was written in 1893. And it goes something like this: so far from sheathing the sword, we find it shortly afterwards employed in an important service. This was against the false prophet Musaylama, who, encouraged by the empathy with which, during the illness of Muhammad, he had been suffering to propagate his doctrine, had increased greatly the number of his followers and adherents, and held a kind of regal and sacerdotal sway over the important city and fertilized provinces of Yemen between the Red Sea and the Gulf of Persia. It goes on to say, relate, that he and his followers came in combat with the followers of Muhammad, and that he was slain in battle by an Ethiopian, and that his followers were soon afterward brought into the fold of Islam under Muhammad. This is a copy of that which you will find in that. Now, you never read where Muhammad was sick, have you? No. But that is, everything of the life of a messenger is written in some book. And the Holy Quran says there is nothing telling Muhammad, there is nothing in your life that is not written in a book. This man you will find that he, while Muhammad was sick, and he was exercising complete authorities over Muhammad's followers, then he swayed them, in his own orbit and against Muhammad, and then he went out to fight Muhammad and his followers, but was, conquered. And his followers turned back and come back to Muhammad, while the book say the leader was slain. Now, you have seen little things going, since Malcolm deviated, he went out and armed his followers, right? And I never have taught you to arm, and you are most successful without arm and those with arm, right? Not even Martin Luther was too wise to tell his followers to arm themselves, because he knows the devil would kill them. Because the devil have all the arms. You've got to have a lot of arms to make a stand against him. Because if you outshoot him with rifles in this neighborhood, he'll go rope it off. He'll go and isolate this neighborhood. Then he'll get in his plane and come over and drop a little bomb on you. Understand? Or he'll sit out there and take one of his field pieces and throw some shells over you. Right? You can't do nothing. You can't throw them back at him. Or he'll come and just strafe you, with machine gun fire. Go up and down the street with his, with his plane just sliding low. You don't have one. just strafe you all up and down the street. The hell are you to come out, and then after a while you cry out for some food. He the only one selling your food. You don't have no food stored away. Now how in the world you gonna fight up people like that? When they feed, you got to eat their food. You got to wear their clothes. You got to, stay under their shelter. How can you fight them with their arms? You're going to get be the loser. You're going to have your people slaughtered. That's the thing. I know these things in advance. He could just starve you to death. Just go and patrol your area and won't allow you to come out and nobody to go in. You can't get no help. You can't jump up and fly out of it. You don't have wings to fly. Now how you going to get help? You say, well, my people across the water coming. They can't do it because they don't have an Air Force. Africa don't have no great Air Force or nothing like that to come here and aid you. They don't have no fleet, no Navy to come here and bombard the shores of the United States. No, they can't help you. He's over there trying to get them to help. But you see, they might could help you a little by uniting against America's brutality against you, by telling her in the UN now you call yourself the chief nation for peace, and you now have this poor brother of ours here. You just killing him day and night. They could probably ease up a little clubbing of you and me, but that yet, if America didn't want to do that, they can't fight us. America could whip Africa with all of her mechanized, armies. Why, they could roll over just like that, because Africa don't have that kind of, artillery to fight Americans in Europe. That's why they rule them. They got nothing to fight with. And you don't see no African ships backing up in the ports of America, do you? They don't have anything, brother. They slaves under the Western powers themselves. Egypt have some. But now she don't have no navy to come here to try to attack this devil's navy. No. She would never get, they would never get in sight. They'd be going to the bottom before they get in sight. She don't have no Air Force strong enough to even start across the Atlantic to fight this devil. No. They knock them out before they ever can get here. This old devil is about the strongest thing on the earth when it comes to actually, arms. He have built up a force of arms, brother, that is not equal here in Russia. So you can't fight him with that. Don't depend on fighting him with that. Find the other way. Get Allah who knows how to fight without artillery of his make. Now, he told me he will leave him to him. He's happy to destroy him. He said he hasn't got anything to destroy. He said take him in one day. He don't have nothing. He said we know what he have. I told him about the poison gas when they get to it. He said, we know all about that. He said, we cut a corridor in the air lane. He says, poison gas can't cross it. He said, we know how to sell. He said, we know how to stop this devil. And he told me, he said, we've been preparing for him for 60 years. He said, we ready, brother. And the devil knows that. And there is ex-general in Pakistan, he told me the same thing. He said, we've been preparing for this devil for 60 years, 70 now. He said, now we are ready. He said, we just have to get back and make room here for you all. He said, because we're ready. He said, he's no good. He said, the only way out is just to kill him. Well, these scientists know these things. And that's why you hear me boast so. I know it. I know when Allah let loose the forces of nature against him, he got no defense. He can't fight that. I don't care if you have a stack of bombs, bums, hydrogen bomb as high as Mount Everest. It wouldn't help him against that. He just have them there. No, it couldn't have helped him at all. So that's what our lot was fighting. There are 7 scientists is to destroy you. And each one have, to operate a certain force of nature against him. The Savior told me, he's not enough for one of them. They like a mouse sitting among 7 hungry cats. He said, and the mouse is not enough to fill one cat's belly. So, brother, when, say for an instant now, if you had the power out there right now over the sun, it's going down, you could increase the rays of that sun so that it burn us up. Yes, sir. Understand? Yes, sir. How could you do that? Just say, yes. Will it?
Yes, sir.
Cause a storm in the sun. That's what happened. A storm, they call it a storm in the sun. Yes. And make her throw out her heat, way out into space, brother, 100,000 miles from her own sphere.
Yes.
Cause a storm. And the waves start doing just like on the ocean, just like this. And they start jumping out into space, just like that. And they come out here near us, burn you up. Burn you up. Yeah, that's... you said, I wanted to... How you going to destroy his navy? The water will kill him.
Yes, sir.
Just start the water to heave it.
Yes, sir.
Just put it to work. Draw the magnet of the moon a little closer to it. Pull it up. Pull it. And if there's a submarine down there, stick it up on it. After a while, he's got no submarine, much less a surface ship. I'm telling you what I know, brother. You don't need no gun to kill him. No? Just put the forces of nature at him that he's dependent upon for his own security. Get it? Yes, sir. You can break up all of his little navy out there like matchboxes. Just heave up some of this waves here, of this water. Just start it to working. Just keep it to working. After a while, you see it tumble up here about 60 feet.
Yes, sir.
And then let it flop down over all his little boats. They don't want to encounter 15 and 20 feet wave, brother. Much less to think over a wave up there 60 feet in the air. All of those tons of water now drop down on the bow of your ship. The bow of your ship, why, he break it right in two. There you go. If you have a submarine at the bottom, the water is boiling from the bottom, pushing up. Okay, it's bound to surface it. When it surfaces it, it slaps it. Yes, sir. You can't stay down there under. Just like an airplane can't stay in a terrific current of the air. The air up there, the wind gets so strong, she starts doing this. And starts getting your plane like that. After a while, you lose control of it. And then she's breaking up, coming on down. So the earth is well guarded with forces. Into your orbit and rain upon your plane. Pieces, like 50 pounds, 100 pounds, meteorite. And hit your plane, that's it. Be worse than bombs. Shower them like they had, you've heard, you read of that Once Upon a Star spell a long time, grandparents talk about it. They hit in the ground like little, torches. And it smelled like sulfur. My grandmother told me about it. Now, actually, these pieces that I'm referring to, that the Holy Quran referring to, they're like little stars. They're little balls floating right around near into our Earth's surface. Waned, or rather, is about 50 feet. Some of them is 50 miles in diameter. And some of them is just about a few feet in diameter. And those 50 feet or 50 miles and 200 miles in diameter like that, why, you see, he's got a light up here for you. See, this is on the planet, or rather, these planets, Mercury, Venus, And Mars and the Earth is the only planets that have stars around. See, we call them the sun family. You know. They're the only one that's got the others way out of the circle. There we have about 3 or 4 out there. 4 it is, I think it is, or 5. They don't have stars around. So these, and the Holy One said, we have made the earth, and we have adorned this lower heaven with stars. The lower heaven is the intermediate family we call the sun family, which is reaches out to about Mars or Jupiter, and there you have a skip in these planets run something 500,000 or 700,000 miles between the two sections of a planet. Now, that's enough for that, and I didn't intend to get on no astronomy.
We the same group you talked to back in February, and we say yes to your program, but we don't keep it up in the papers. Like we have like number 9 Youngstown, which is operated by number 22. They seem to be more interested in business than they are in getting converts or getting the papers. They didn't order any papers the last time. That's in Pittsburgh, and like number 9 Youngstown and 17 Joliet and Lansing. These places get your name, they use it, but after they get the name, they don't do anything to keep it up. And this is misrepresentation themselves by not keeping up the name. They don't put forth the effort to get converts.
Well, I think, Brother Secretary, I think they have understood now. And I don't think that they will be like that on the return. I think they have agreed with us that they will push this paper, and that the orders and everything, that is with you and them. I tell you, brothers, we must, by all means, get our order in for our paper in time. Because there is people in your city be looking for that paper. And be sure you send your order in at time if you have to borrow it from each other. But we can't send it to your own credit. We either lose too much of that. Just think over how much we was behind, $60,000 still. And think over how much that we got behind once with the Brother Alexander.
Yes, sir.
We had to pay him $10,000 for back debt. We must not carry that ugly name. Because if the papers is given to, presented to the public, they will buy. And so be sure now, let us make this agreement today, and that we're going to stand like the Rock of Gibraltar.
Just about one other thing too, we have like the Central Point program. We're paying out $55,000 a year for a radio program, and you're paying like in Miami, you're paying $200 a week out on the radio, and they should, and according to people that have in Miami, they should get $190 for Central Point. The temples aren't even pushing it at Central Point. They're doing the same thing now they're doing 2 and 3 years ago. And they don't push these charities, they don't teach charity. Like Central Point last month, we got $5,000 in the Central Point. If there's a little bit of effort being done, we should be getting over 19,000 if you have doing more radio stations. And many of us are asking you to take care of us. Instead of going out there and hustling ourselves, we want you to pay our rent, take care, feed us, clothe us, and everything, and they don't even
Yes, I most certainly have.
And we get many requests that labels want to live off you. They want to take care of their captains, ministers, secretary, lieutenant, pay their rent, their car notes, and house bills, and all the different things. And they don't even go out and get the dead to hustle and make the dead contribute to the program or teach them the purpose of doing this.
Yeah, that's where the money is at. It's in the dead. If you get him here, he will help you pay all of this. You won't have to ask for it. You could live happy if you get the fish. As Jesus said to Peter, I guess Peter was getting lazy. He said, go to the seashore and catch a fish. He says, and open his mouth, and there you will find a piece of money. He says, and take it and go and pay your tithes and mine too. Well, now, listen, there is no such thing as fishes going around out there with money in the mouth. We are the fish. We the one have the money. Let's go out there, and the lake is the people out here. The lake is full of people. Go out there and catch them, and you will find money in their pockets, and they will pay everything, get everything you want. Yes, I have many letters. I don't like to talk like that, though. I have many letters. They come to me often, asking me for help, asking me for this. And if you would help us to do this, we would like to do this. And all we need is so much and so much money. And that's coming to me all the time. And I can't help you if you don't help me. Because I don't have no help but for that's what you give to me. And so we're going to see that this don't happen anymore. Have we agreed on that? Good. I hope we will now live up to it. And again, I must say that we have now our Savior's Day coming up. We must, by all means, this year, try and do all we possibly can. And if we're able, try to do 125 if we can. Let's start the first of the month, September, and there we have 6 months. But I always try to, clear out the poor treasure to allow you some time to try to raise your transportation, fare. And I figured that if we could do this in about a couple of months or 3 months, something like that, then we have some time to do something for ourselves. See? Then I always wishes to give you all something, like, a donation for your good year's work. But if you don't do this, I can't do it. Yes, sir. I used to line you up. Some of the brothers here know I used to have you in line and give you back your donation, all but a little. I just lined up and go to giving you your money back. But you got me to the place now I can't do it because we have grown pretty, strong, and it takes a lot of money. Long in those days, wherein that I was only spending $100, now today I have to spend $1,000 there. And therefore, I'm asking you to give me that $1,000 to put there. And I always like to give the followers something on the Savior's Day as a present for myself. And but if you don't help me, I can't give nobody nothing. And anyway, you're helping yourself. So let us all agree that we all will try and put a nickel in this new program of ours on our day's work, 25 cents a week, $1 a month. Let everyone try to do that. And if we can do more, we do it. And that will be a kind of a sort of, we say, something, a prop to lean against. Yes, sir, for the nation. Don't stop. Don't do this just yourself. Try and get letters to help. I'm after everybody that look like us. And let us try to see what we can do for the poor treasure and for the paper. I think we will do a whole lot of good for ourselves if we get this paper to the people. Because you get converts. And then when you get converts, you will lessen your own burden. So let us do that. Thank you very much. Yes, brother. Wa alaikum salam, brother Chef.
Program that we have to push, such as Muhammad Speaks recognized as the #1 program. And very few of us in the state of Egypt set up the #1 system, push our #1 program. I mean, as far as meeting among ourselves, because I feel that the problem of Muhammad Speaks on a local level, in other words, it's a problem within the mosque that hinders the faith from being pushed. And when you get a combination of all these problems from the different mosques, then it amounts into a national problem. You find the 66,000 cases behind it. And I think it's the case where the Muslims or the Christians and the laborers within the mosque have to get together and get right down to the brother
that is handling the people and knocking on the doors. He is going from door to door, block by block, as the Nation of Islam has told us they want us to do. And in many cases, in order to put this type of program to the brothers, you find that most of the brothers come out on a Sunday because Monday, or they're working second shift, or they're working, so that you find the majority of the brothers, the majority of the Muslims, you can get them on a Sunday. But many times in different mosques, or even if you have a visiting minister, if the teaching goes too long, say teaching might go for 2 hours or longer. And recently I heard the Nation of Islam, number 2, said that the teaching should not have to last so long. And sometimes on a weekday, teaching will go maybe to 10:30, or sometimes longer than that. And then how can you hold the brothers or the Muslims over to bring to them a program when you have kept them till it's time for some of them to go to their job, or they got to take their children home, they don't have time. And I think that if we put more emphasis on pushing the program and allow enough time to get the word across to the lost bound, to the end of a mosque, and then take that rest of that time and push these different programs, and we have the majority of the Muslims out, then we'll find we'll be more successful. Because the brothers hate to be kept until 11 o'clock to hear the captain say, now look brothers, we all out, and we got to straighten this out on Muhammad's feet. And I know that many times the visiting ministers come, sometimes visiting ministers come to Jerusalem 14, and you have to get up there and give them a signal that you would like to bring something to the brothers. We have a little program that we want to push here locally, you know, as far as Muhammad's feet, so what happens? Charity or whatever. I think these things are not being pushed. We're not working with the problems or the programs of the nation as if it was a job. We don't say, well, I got to get up 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and start lining up. I'm going to push this and push that. And when you say 12 o'clock on it, it's true. It's true. We don't work this as if it was a job. Like the devil does. He gets up in the morning, 8 o'clock. He starts going about his business. We don't do it that way. I mean, we just wake up. If I would get up at 2 o'clock, well, then I'll wait around, and maybe I get to the mosque 5 minutes late, or I get to the mosque 5 minutes to 2, or I don't get to the mosque. And this happens all over. I know these mosques happen all over. We're not pushing it. I don't think as a job. I think that we should take more time and operate it while we're here, and put in our minds a system that we want to work with when we get back, or just pushing the system that we get to deal with number 2.
Right. They do have Captain Muhammad sent a system out to all the mosques 2.5 years ago, which the only temple is working in is Cleveland, like Minister Theodore and Captain Alfonso, and Captain Shree and Captain Muhammad had told the brothers meeting after meeting to check with them on the system, how they're working it. So they had the most effective system, and they had the people working door by door. The system already been, has been given to them. Given the message, the system, what the message suggested, going door to door. And this we already know it. I was going to say this boy. And the Apollo Cleveland is the only temple which is following the system. Minister Theodore and Captain Alfonso there. The system he told them going door to door. That was 3 years ago.
Yes.
The only problem, I think that what I'm trying to emphasize is that unity is actually taking the system and you have to start it. I feel from the brothers right up to the ministers and the captains being together, not having a hypocritical outlook on the people that you just asked about it just because it's supposed to be asked about it.
Well, Brother Captain, I will say that a while ago mentioned that the minister must help from the speaker stand. He must advertise the paper himself. He must tell you how to go about getting the paper to the people. If he has to leave the stand and go out there himself and do it. And the main thing it is, if we want to organize selling papers, as the secretary and my son just said, that old way back 2 years ago still stand good. We should get up and go from door to door. And not to say just go down to a certain corner and stand there at the corner all the time, unless that is a very federal corner. But if we go from door to door, we get converts. Sometimes one will, some person wants to talk with you about Islam. And they say, oh, here's the paper man. He comes around every week or so. And I would like to ask him, how is this and how is that, and can we do this and can we do that? After a while, you have the whole neighborhood coming to the temple. Yes, sir. This is the way that I think is best to organize your temple, brother minister. It is to give them time, and you stop in time to represent your people. Yes, sir. Don't preach through until that you have another minute left. Always leave a spare minute anyway, because you never know what's coming up. Someone may have a problem. Someone may want to offer your solution to your problem. Well, have time to do this. As you have temples and you have a small group and you have large groups. And when you have small groups, that's so much the better. You can stop in time and lecture them on this and that, how best to make progress. And get in your fruit, brother ministers. When your fruit meet on Monday, you be there. Because that's important too. That the minister should be in his fruit meeting. And tell the fruit how to go about making better progress with your paper or with any of the teachers. Teach them, they're in the fruit. And the captain, he's there to help you, and you're helping the captain. You're helping the captain to make the fruit, be very easy for him to carry or control and train by your presence. And you both work together. Don't go there disputing with each other. Not before the fruit. No minister and captain never should dispute or show any sign that they are not together. They go in the fruit laughing, smiling. And if the captain or the minister says something to them, he turns and he shows the most utmost of submission to each one. This is teaching the fruit. Means your followers how to do this. And that you have it 100% together. Talk with each other before you go to the fruit. What should we put before the fruit? You understand? This is good, brother. And after a while, you have a lovely fruit there growing, and you'll be proud of yourself. And every time you meet your captain and minister meet, they must present their brotherhood by their action to the Muslims of anywhere that they meet. There are two people that is our example, the captain and the minister. Always do that, brother. And you'll find you will have a good temple going. Don't never go before your fruit looking like the minister or the captain have a piece of sour pickle in the mouth against each other. Well, you're not going to make no progress there like that. One or the other, you should go home. Stay away from there. Don't go there until that you can meet together in unity. You can't build up a peaceful house if you are unpeaceful yourself. Then you're the builder. You got to be at peace yourself. So that is the thing. So always, ministers, these shoes, don't say, my captain, he don't do like I tell him, he don't cooperate with. That's your man. You are to train him how to cooperate with you. He's not always at fault. You hire him, you tell him the job you want him to work on, then show him how to do it. And keep there around him to help him to do it. Say, listen, brother, we want to do this. After a while, he loved you. He said, I'd like to be like you. Him to do it. Say, listen, brother, we want to do this. After a while, he loved you. He said, I'd like to be